And welcome back, everybody, to the Gears Fall Major. I'm Taylor Reflections Noble, joined by Jordan Roods Ribeiro and Ryan Full Summer. We're moving into our final matches of the day, and it's going to be an exciting time because, guys, this matchup between eUnited and Rebel, quite honestly, decides who's going to get first place in Pool D. Let's take a look at it because, hey, it's stacking up to be an incredibly close one. And Ryan, pool play, it's turned out to be pretty exciting, but this matchup, well, like I said, it determines who's going to be in first.
This is the matchup that I have personally been waiting for. I think we've all been waiting for because every time these two teams go at it, it is an awesome showing. And this just happens to be, like you said, the match to see who takes #1 seed in that pool, who gets that bye in championship bracket. A very, very important thing to have heading into tomorrow. So I'm very, very excited for this one to go down, man.
Yeah, that bye makes a difference, doesn't it, Ribs? So you're competing all day long. Sometimes having that little bit of a later start is better than having the warm-up match in round one.
Oh, yeah, of course. The implications of this match is tremendous for both of these teams. Of course, Rebel so far has not lost a map. Meanwhile, United has been forced to map 5 twice already to lesser teams. Let's just say it, outright lesser teams. And we had a graphic for this team earlier on today. We know that these two teams played just to qualify for the Pro League. The two biggest roster changes. It's just so perfect. And on the side of United, I mean, one match doesn't make your tournament, right? One day doesn't make the tournament. But this match just has so many implications for both of these teams. So I know they're going to be treating it as if it was a grand final or just some big championship bracket match.
Well, let's start getting into it, Ryan. Let's talk about eUnited, a roster that is star-studded, right? Because they've got, of course, Kenny as well as Powerz, TJ, and Demise joining into the mix after Explosive and Praise ended up exiting Gears Esports. This roster, as Rib said, has been competing since the Pro League qualifiers. They've had a long run to get here, but they've also had a pretty difficult day, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they've still been getting out of the matches they're supposed to get out of, so they are still here fighting for #1 seed in that pool. But this eUnited team, they know they got to pick it up. I mean, you look at this roster across the board, right? You got Kenny and Powerz coming from that old United squad. You have TJ and Demise coming from the old Hive squad. So much talent across the board, so much individual skill. It's going to be a matter of if they can get the chemistry on point this weekend. Obviously, like I said, if you're Kenny and Powerz, you've been playing alongside Explosive and Praise for a very, very long time, right? Those are very, very difficult players to replace. There's going to be a bit of time, I would say, to regain that chemistry, but these all 4 players have been doing this, event thing for quite some time now. They know what it's like to play on the big stage. They know what it's like to play for that amount of money. So I do think this team can absolutely get it together. And I say get it together, I mean, they are 2-0, right? At the end of the day, they're winning the matches they're supposed to win, right? Whether or not they lose maps along the way, sure. But at the end of the day, they're winning the maps they're supposed to win. And until they start losing matches, right? There's not a ton of panic to be had.
Well, I mean, Ribs, we talked about Rebel. Rebel's a team that are, in fact, winning matches, and they're winning series, I should say, without losing. Rebel's been on fire today, it seems. We haven't had a chance to watch them on main broadcast, but here is the opportunity. Identivez, Crack, Demon, and SuMuNs.
I absolutely love this roster. When I saw that this roster was made and that they were trying to qualify, I was like, I like this. Like, first, I was surprised SuMuNs wasn't on the Knights anymore. But then I was like, wait, look at this. Demon's back. Identivez has probably his best roster since he's been on the Knights. And for that battle, that hierarchy in Latin America, it's really just Noble. And then now I want to say it's this team right behind them.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe even Team Queso and then the Knights. So with that being said, this team should have a lot of confidence coming into this event. We haven't seen them play yet today, but so far, flawless, 6-0 in maps. And this is the test right here. We say this team's built for events, right? This is where you prove it. Identivez, SuMuNs, I still think you guys are 2 of the best players in Latin America. You haven't proven it so far in recent history of Gears 5. Now is where you start to prove it, taking out former champions, Kenny and Powerz, and do what you have to do to close out Friday.
Absolutely. They've been on fire. They've been looking incredible and kind of reminiscent of that Rebel roster that took kind of the major by storm a couple of majors ago, where I think they ended up getting 4th place. They ended up performing incredibly well. They were electrifying. They truly were. And, Latin America, we talk about Noble, as you mentioned, but Rebel is definitely saying, we should absolutely be a talking point, and they made a great statement for that today. Now, Ryan, you did bring up the fact that when it comes down to these rosters, you have certain players that are built for major. And I think, there's really no 2 other players that stand out the most to me other than Kenny and Identivez, the 2 most dominant players, or at least most, I guess, figureheads, if you had to call them, for their rosters in general. They've got a lot of eyes on them.
Yeah, I mean, these are two Hall of Fame players in Gears Esports. Kenny, one of the winningest players of all time. Identivez, incredibly successful career, one of the icons of Gears Esports. And these are two guys, like I said, that always play their best when those lights are shining the brightest. You always get the best out of them. When the money's in the line, you're going to get the utmost focus out of Identivez. He's going to give you everything he's got. He's going to get hyped. And then Kenny, man, the definition of composure, right? He's always the guy that's making that play when you need it the most, doesn't get rattled by the moment. He's done it across a number of different teams, a number of different titles. Both these guys are the real deal. Like I said, you get the best out of them at these events, these stats, these records. A lot of these things coming into it don't necessarily tell the story. Kenny happens to have had a fantastic split one. A lot of times people give him, give him trouble for stats during Pro League or something like that, right? But he's had a fantastic Pro League, so he's looking primed. I'm excited to see both these guys, man. These are two of my favorite players in Gears Esports history. So get to see them go at it for the spot and for the bye tomorrow, I guess is cool.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it really is. Kenny and Identivez, they've got a long history, at least playing against each other. And, Ribs, no one knows that better other than yourself. Of course, Ryan, too. You guys have been in Gears literally since day one. So this might be a personal matchup, but make no mistake about it. Both teams want to win equally as much as the other. But, Ribs, let's take a look at the maps that are going to be played for this series. There's only 5 that obviously can be played. And starting off is going to be Speyer, which I got to say, that's a great map for Rebel. It's a map that they have done exceedingly well on, and eUnited is a great team there too, but I gotta be honest, already starting off, I'm favoring Rebel.
Yeah, I agree. I think Rebel picking that Speyer control is something they could go into with some confidence, and I also like eUnited taking checkout. I feel like we should be going into that very pivotal Vasgar map 3 tied up 1-1. I think that's very plausible. And coming up to that map, that's anybody's game. I think both of these teams are strong on Escalation. And I think a player like Kenny in Escalation, all the tournaments he won, is going to help his team power through. It'll come down, honestly, to that map 4 and 5 at that point. But yeah, looking at this cycle, I don't know, man. Even though United's been struggling, I'm kind of feeling United. Even if Rebel takes that first map convincingly, I still think this cycle kind of leans towards the United. What do you think, Ryan? Is it just we'll have to wait and see type of thing?
I think to me that third map is going to be a big swinging point in either direction. I think that whoever can win that Vasgar Escalation is going to be very primed to take that series. I think, like I said, the first 2 maps I think are definitely, I think that's going to get split 1-1 at that Escalation. I don't know how to call that one, man. That's going to be the one that I think really swings momentum in one direction or the other. So I'm excited for that one.
And map 5 is going to be electrifying as well. We know eUnited is so powerful there. We've seen it already today. Love the way Powerz is able to get on that snipe and immediately put it to use. We've seen them get a 6-1 victory earlier in the day. But Rebel is also a fantastic team on Clocktower, and Demon is instrumental for that. Demon is that flex player that loves to play for nades, but get on the flank as well. And anytime he does that, he can be deadly. He really can. And I've even seen SuMuNs play around from time to time with the flank. So I like Rebel on that map. This could very well go the distance. And quite honestly, I expect it to go the distance. Even though eUnited have had some close series map 5s against, as Rib said, and I think rightly so, lesser teams, I still think eUnited is going to put up a wonderful fight here. They're not looking weak in the slightest. Let's start our predictions, though, because this, I think, is where we might be a little bit different or maybe not on the same page. It is the hardest one to call. I've been starting off basically the entire time. So, Ryan, I'm going to give it to you. Who are you going with?
I am actually going to go with the Rebel, and I'm going to do that just basically because they're playing the game today. And today, so far, we've seen Rebel 3-0 both teams, and we've seen United be taken to the wire by both teams. So now do I think that means one will do better than the other this weekend? There's still plenty of tournament left. But at the end of the day, they are playing the video game today, which is a Friday. And today, so far, I've liked what I've seen better out of Rebel, and for that reason, I'm going to take them.
Okay, fair. And I really wasn't expecting that, Ryan. So, Ribs, who are you
I like
going
this roster
with?
a lot, but
they're looking good today too. Your logic is sound, brother. It really is. I was just trying to set it up where you went with the United first, but
I mean, I like
Rebel's
that roster too.
pick.
I love both of these teams, and I mean, normally, I usually do err with the side of experience,
Absolutely.
err with the side of guys like Kenny and Powerz, but at the end of the day, I think that they're playing the video game today. I don't know.
I'm not hating on it. It's an absolutely fair pick. Ribs, who are you going for?
I'm honestly also surprised that Ryan picked Rebel, but I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to go with the United. I didn't know who you guys picked coming into this, but honestly, I'm going to go with the side of veteranship. And when it comes to Kenny, you say built for events. Out of all 10 players, he's the one, and 8 players, and he's the one that's like he's an anomaly to me because we used to always say, oh, he's better on land. You know, he scrims. He's self-aware of how good he is, even if he's not performing well. He doesn't let anything get down to him. But then even during this all-niner, during the COVID era, he still always just plays better.
Right,
Is it the pressure? Is it his ability to just turn up when he needs to most? It could be so many different things, but his track record is second to only his former teammates. And I think this is the type of match where he will turn up, and he'll do it in a way that you won't even notice. He'll help his teammates do better. And I think that's what helps eUnited win this matchup. But I am expecting a close match, hopefully a map 5.
Hey, a champion will find a way to be a champion, whether it's LAN or online. And Kenny, hey, anomaly is the best way to say it. So fair enough. We've got Rebel. We've got eUnited. I got to say it, guys. You know, I'm going with Rebel. I really am. And I hate to do it to you, Ribs. You got to stand on your own 2 feet. I know you're not against that and you're not scared to do so. But I think Rebel is the better team today. Ryan hit it on the head, man. You know, they've been playing incredibly well. They've already faced off against the same opponents that eUnited struggled with, or I say struggle, but at least went to map 5 against. And Rebel cleaned them up pretty easily. The Rebel that is scary to me is the Rebel that beat Pioneers during Pro League in map number 4. So that Rebel, if that Rebel is playing today, which I think they are, they can 100% make a deep run in Champions tomorrow, but more importantly, win the series tonight. So Rebel is my pick, and Chad, I hope you're confident with who you ended up going with. It's going to be a great series nonetheless. As I said, when it comes to PK and Rise playing against each other, certain teams just want to beat other teams. And make no mistake, eUnited does not want to lose to Identivez and Demon & Co. over there on Rebel. It's going to be a great series, and to call the action is going to be Colin and Toby to finish off the night. I'm excited, and Colin looking good as always with the eUnited hat. There's no question who he's going for.
Was there ever any doubt who I'd be picking in this matchup? Let me take it off for 1 second. Let you see the French cut a little bit. I got to fix my hair now. You know, I've been rocking that beautiful thing, waiting for this match to start all day. I still, to this moment, Toby, I saw who I was getting the cast over. I took a look at that schedule. I saw eUnited and Rebel. I said, somebody done messed up. Somebody done messed up letting me be on this match.
Oh, they just want an injection of energy and hype and intensity, my friend. I can't blame them. It's going to be an absolute blast casting over this one with you, my friend. And it's got to be the hardest one to call, right? For I think everyone, probably Twitch chat. I think majority of people would agree in there. It's super, super hard to call. And honestly, seeing the picks and bans doesn't change that at all for me. The map order, anything, it's going to be an absolute blast. And Colin, we know your prediction. I still don't know. If I had to choose, it would probably be United, and that's with me crossing all my fingers and toes after their performances earlier being taken to a map number 5.
Hey, look, you got to take it one step further. You got to cross your fingers, your toes. You got to get them with the eyes, too, boy. You got to get them with the eyes, too. You got to let them know, say, hey, I'm hoping my boy can pull it out. But, hey, this is going to be a good one. I really believe that both of these teams are playing at such a high-intensity level right now that we might actually see one of those instances where the controls are kind of, I don't want to say beat downs, but it's one team can't get breakthroughs, and then you'll see a team start over-rotating. They might lose a couple of fights there. I don't expect to see these teams kind of just battling it out right in the middle of the map time and time again. I expect to see some pretty standard setups, some pretty good defensive stands as well because of how these teams have been playing today. When you go to those executions, I really got a feeling we're going to see some kitchen sinks get thrown out there. And of course, Vasgar, it's the horse track. We're always going to get to see some exciting plays and some big rotations coming out on that. But for map number 1, it is Control. We are going straight into the action here as we see this beautiful map of Speyer. It's a big, long ways to get from one side of the map to the other. But there is a chance for some beautiful retakes on this map because you've got those mid lane halls, the church, the steeple to play through one way or the other. I think this is going to be great. I want to see if eUnited can come out strong because I think that's their key to victory here. They've got to jump on them quick.
They do. Control is their mode to win, absolutely statistically. But I've just got a flashback, actually. I wasn't thinking about this going into it, but eUnited, if you remember, had not so great experience on this map in the previous major, right? They did not have the best of performances. It was quite difficult to watch. Hopefully, they can change this around completely, though, after an admittedly disappointing start to their major today. Let's see if they can get off to a flying start.
And you can see United trying to overload Crack here in this hallway. Crack is going to go for one trade out. TJ is going to get taken down by Demise, so that's a big misstep. But now Demise, he's going to go for the revive, and he's going to trade himself out here. 4 players down for eUnited. Early point advantage over to the side of Rebel. Rebel rotating down toward that drop shot. So they're going to get the respawn at the bottom. They're going to send one player there for a possible body block. That's going to be Kenny picking it up. Here comes the frags. Kenny, he'll see one frag pull out. He's going to get down by the Lancer, and he's going to have somebody revive him, but this is going to get really interesting because he's used the other frag there now, and they're going to send at least one player around to try to rotate in, revive him here. Kenny is alive, but he's in the danger zone. He is getting crossed out. They have called that man out. They said, do not let Ed Head escape with that drop shot at hand or make him use it. And there it is. He's used one.
Yeah, surprising drop from Kenny, actually. One of the best drop shot players in the game. Just let one rip there. But there you go. That's going to be used, but Powerz will stay alive. The hill will run out. And now the rotation for the next hill begins for both teams. As Rebel did get the majority of the points in that first hill, and it looks like they're going to be set up on the next two.
Yeah, Rebel's already over there, right steady Eddie in that library. And this is going to be one of those things that I really thought we might see, is where Rebel gets those early points, then they rotate a little bit early, they get set up in the library. Two players from eUnited, though, have officially dropped out of this map, so we'll probably see this thing settle up. We might get a little stalemate.
It's been a tough day for eUnited, and a really good one at Rebel, for Rebel at that.
All right, I'm gonna get my calculator out real quick. Just tell me if I'm all right with this. So we're gonna restart the game, and we're just gonna give them teams and points back. You still got to make it to 300, so that means the Rebels got to get, I'm gonna say in the area 245, something in that area, and eUnited needs 280. Did I do that right? It was 20 to 55. It was 20 to 55. So therefore, eUnited's got to get 280 before Rebel gets 245.
Sounds about right, Colin. It sounds about right.
I had to count on all my toes as well, man. You should have seen me. I ain't got my socks on no more either, man. I had to carry a couple of twos. There was like a 9 in there. I don't even know how that thing got in there. I said, what's this 9 doing around here? I had to throw that thing out. We're going to come back off a spawn, though. And remember, the magic number for eUnited is 280. The magic number for Rebel, 245. But right now, the magic number for Rebel is 3. Now they're looking to get 4. Kenny, he's trying to back out of this one to save his life. And he will be alive for just a moment, but he's going to open up the drop shot to Identivez because of the fact that eUnited died even quicker without trading out as many kills. There's a chance for Rebel to get that drop shot, but Powerz is going to be able to pick it up. And Powerz is looking to try to rotate it around here to that big window. And I'm just not sure what he's going to be able to do other than try to shoot it straight up into the front doors of that steeple.
That's for sure. Demon, Secret Man, and Kenny has no idea right now. Oh, Demon doesn't shoot. Did I see him? He didn't see him. I thought I saw the gun go past. Surely he would have saw him. Never mind. Here comes the drop shot. It's going to be a swing and a miss. Not going to come on through. 20 seconds left on the clock. And as you can see, amazing job production, by the way, with the points just underneath the score. Rebel have built up a bit of a score lead now overall. And with that said, the first hill is going to be all over in just a second, despite all the scrapping that's going on in this current hill. The rotation will have to start for the next hill.
And I really like, that's one of the funnier things in my life, is that Powerz sometimes struggles with the drop shot. You don't always see him make good connections. He doesn't always seem to get kills with it. You give him a long shot, an M-bar, a torque bow, man's putting on YouTube videos left, right, and center. You give him something where you just got to put it in the area of his opponent. He's like, I don't know how to do this. How do my thumbs work?
Absolutely. I mean, maybe it's the speed. Like anything that just really resonates skill, like the marksman weapons or the Nasher. I think he's all over that. I mean, maybe that's it. You know,
it could be a number of things. I think it's just him trying to show off all the time, and when he doesn't have to really show off, he just kind of gets lackadaisical. But here we go, 2v2 out to the backside of the building, and TJ's going to get himself one. Powerz is going to find a second. Identivez, he's trying to roll around town, but he's going to get called out, lancered on by Kenny. And this is a good little hold by eUnited in this P2, really, down in the library. They're getting some points back, but they got a long way to go still to catch it up, because it is about 108 or so to that side of 65, because you got to remember, no matter what you see in the top side of those numbers, you got to add the bottom. We are still playing at 300. You're just going to have to get less points because of the reset that we had after the 2 players dropped out of this matchup. SuMuNs is inside of the hill. He's full red, double bounce, lines up a hip fire, gets the shot on, the down, the kill. Powerz got 1 player to worry about. He's going to clean up SuMuNs, and he's going to move on out of there. About 20 seconds before that hill is going to rotate over to this Atlas, and I mean, Toby, that's a marathon and a half to get from the library to the Atlas.
Oh, it is. It most certainly is. And Rebel clearly there already. They've got the setup ready to go. Demon is right at the back of spawn. And TJ has 1 drop shot to his name. Kenny and him, TJForce, will have to go on a mission here. Is Kenny just asking for the drop shot, perhaps? I'd love to see that trade. I think it would be a really good one at that. But with the swing of the knife. Doesn't seem like they're going to start moving out. You can see Powerz is lurking right at the front on his own. Demise with the pinch. Instead, they're going to turn to the middle staircase now. That's the access point. Rebel turning all the way back to the safety of the spawn. That frag grenade's not going to connect with anyone. And in fact, they're going to wait perhaps for their player to get back off spawn and watch out for this drop shot coming in.
TJ just holding the drop shot.
Oh my.
That is 2 wasted drop shots, my man. I love y'all, but what in the same hell is going on right now with that power weapon, boys? It ain't that hard. It's a point, click, and shoot with a drill bit that explodes for about 25, 30 feet. Come on now. You're giving me heart attacks. I'm too old, too fat, and got too much cholesterol for y'all to be doing that kind of nonsense. Rebels trying to fight back through the spawn area here. TJ gets one down. Roadie Strafe comes out, picks off the player going for the revive, but Demon will shut him down and now have a chance to try to go on a bit of a flank here. He's going to get called out. Of course, they know he's still lurking back there, but they're going to pressure up from both sides. Demon will get snubbed, shot on, taken down. We officially are in the area now where the teams are about tied in score. Good score line, except for the fact that Kenny's got no kills with 5 assists. Pretty good score line, though, if you look at that 111 to 130 or so. We're pretty close together now.
Yeah, and Powerz leading the way as well with a great KD to make up for that indeed. Kenny forced into a 1v any moment now as Crack does push on through, gets the down 2. Still fighting for map control and the new power weapon as well that will spawn, and that's the angle to it. SuMuNs will take up the drop shot, in fact, while all that was going on. And eUnited just trapped at the top of the map, essentially.
See what happens here is Crack is waiting at these middle stairwell. He's going to be able to get inside. A little bit of damage here. He rotates back up top. 2 players from eUnited are trapped on these stairs. Big body shot there. Was going to get that first down. Nade comes flying in, though. It gets a down. They're going to get a couple here. It looks like Demise is going to try his best impersonation of a knife fighter, and he's going to come away with that kill. But now, at full red, he needs to get some health back. He's skedaddling out of there. My man is absolutely living his best life possible. He gets 2. He's looking for a 3rd. He needs 1 more, but the reaction shot from Crack says, oh, no, not today. I ain't falling victim to that kind of play. They get the top steeple. They've got the 90-degree cross as well as players in the hill. They should be able to come back and definitively take a lead here. You see Rebel pressuring out toward Powerz. They're trying to wolf pack into him. That's a smart play. Find Powerz, take him off a map.
Yeah, and you've got to give it to Rebel as well. This entire time they've been getting so many points on that center hill, and they're already starting rotating, getting control for the next setup as well. They're doing such a great job at managing eUnited right now, keeping them contained on one side of the map, and it's such a rare thing to see.
Now we see SuMuNs. He's just waiting for players to get revived here. Kenny's going to pick up that meat shield. He's going to start snubbing out as best he can, but here comes Crack in the rotation. He's going to get that down. They're going to get the cleanup. 1 player, 1v1 versus Demon and TJ here inside of the library. Demon doesn't have the angle. TJ will throw the flash to try to get the stun. He's going to get Lancered out from the opposite side, from the 90-degree. That's an easy kill. That's a little bit of an overextension, if you ask me. And I believe what you're going to see is Rebel continue to add pressure here. Rebel has a great setup. They know that eUnited is trying to push up a little bit too much in the situation, where what they're doing is they're pushing forward in a spot where somebody's getting angled out from the 90-degree. They are officially frustrating eUnited here on Speyer. This is the map that eUnited has historically struggled on, and they're going to continue to struggle on if they don't get their act together and start fighting as a squad, because Rebel has done that in spades on this map.
Absolutely so. And now Kenny with 1 drop shot to his name. He needs to make use of it. It's only 25 seconds left on this hill, unfortunately for these guys. Identivez in front. Doesn't matter for Kenny, he will be taken down. As now TJ will get dropped as well. Demon with the frag grenades picked up 2. And Rebel is starting to pull away a little bit with these points, right? Just as eUnited finally reached that hill, it's pretty much over. And this is like a 2-hill streak, maybe a 3-hill streak, arguably, with the amount of points they've actually gained. And they're still staggering the spawns of eUnited. Players are still being taken down on transition, and Rebel are likely going to get to the hill first as a result.
Another big couple of kills come through. Flash is going to go out. They're going to stop the Lancer fire from TJ and Powerz for just a moment. 3 players marked up inside of that hill. this really could be the final hill just about. You're going to get, if you hold all 70, you're looking at a 240 situation in this point, and you're 5 seconds away from a victory in this map number 1. So eUnited has to push into this. They got to go for some of these decaps. Crack is going to be a little red, not down or dead just yet. A teammate's going to rotate up with him here. TJ has help now. Finally, it's going to be TJ turning his back, trying to get shots on to SuMuNs. SuMuNs playing his General Karn, little slippery, little skinny character, and SuMuNs the 1v1 god, trying to stay in that situation to make life a living hell for TJ. He's going to go down. TJ will have the 90-degree here. They have the close spawn. Powerz is waiting for his moment. Finds one. Powerz, he's on the warpath. Finds a second. One more out in front of him. It's going to be Crack. He's going to pull Lancer. He's going to strike back. Good job there by eUnited on the retake, but Rebel have so many points in the bank. They are just waiting now to finish this bad boy off like it was a burger with 1 or 2 bites to go.
And look at Powerz KD as well, Colin. 16-6 right now. 16-4, I believe it was, actually. Excuse me. And this is absolutely staggering because eUnited are pretty much so far behind in scoreline that for the last 2-3 hills, that it's really been Powerz that has been the only person getting the kills on the board to keep them close with Rebel. Powerz is literally overperforming right now to keep his team in the game. And despite all the drop shots that eUnited have been able to accrue, they haven't been able to do much with it. eUnited not having a great time at the moment.
Smoke out. Here comes the retake. Demon is looking for some kind of prey. He's waiting for a mark. He's waiting for somebody to possibly call out. There's the active drop. He saw Demise in that corner. Here comes... Oh, the ricochet! He called window, he called bank, he called glass, but he couldn't find nothing. That might be his grass. I tell you what, he's going to have to worry about 3 players of eUnited in front of him, boys. Big back out from Kenny. Powerz, I like this from Powerz. Challenge the 1v. Keep another player busy. Allow somebody to rotate and help you. Now he's going to go on the flank. Powerz is going to get angled out from the respawn of Rebel. He is on the most side of enemy lines right now. He's stuck between a rock, a hard place, Dwayne Johnson, Mount Rushmore. I swear, oh God, the Alps might even be out there where Powerz was just trapped at.
Powerz is 18-5. There is no surprise right now for me that he's actually feeling like he needs to take the game into his own hands. He needs to make these star plays. He needs to put his team on his back and get some kills from somewhere to keep his team up and close enough to Rebel so that they can compete. It's staggering right now how well Powerz is performing as an individual. And honestly, I'm not sure if it'll be enough. I really am not sure.
I mean, right now, it's not enough. You still need 70 points if you're eUnited to the 40-some odd. You still got to double up a score line of Rebel going into these last few moments. I think Kenny bleeding the hill dry. He's got to kind of stay there just to make sure nobody's waiting in the wings on the flank. It also is going to allow this hill to spawn, but they've got a player here for the neutralization. TJ at the front side of the hill is going to get flashed. They're going to move up into this spot here. They're going to challenge him. They've got to get damage onto SuMuNs to be able to get back into that neutralization spot. They do just that. Again, it's a little bit settled out here. Powerz has the drop. I need to go to him. I need to see what Powerz does with it. He needs redemption here for that drop shot. He's trying to get the active off, but he's wasting precious time. Drop is short. Powerz as good as he's been all map long. 8 hit a broadside of a barn, and we are deep inside the library, not the strawberry, to try to finish this bad boy off.
You need to move if they're going to go in now. They're getting pinched essentially straight off spawn. Kenny's trying to find his shotgun fire in the middle. Not going to happen. Everyone is crumbling on this side, and now Rebel will take this hill. 40 seconds left on it. Plenty of points approaching the 245.
You can't get across the map that quickly. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. You got 15 seconds to get all the way over there. If the Lancers are set up for Rebel, you might as well start playing the music. I ain't hear nobody sing, but somebody's certainly humming in the dressing room. That frag grenade is going to force Kenny out into the wide open spots of the map. 2 seconds to go. They get on the hill with a neutralization, but with that kill, and now it's up to TJ. Say goodnight. That's all she wrote. Rebel finish off eUnited in map number 1, but that is exactly what our beautiful analyst desk called.
It is. It absolutely is. What a great performance from Rebel. Even Powerz couldn't save them in the end after such a huge performance. And I keep pointing it out, but it is just a staggering KD. When your team is being pressed that far, I was surprised that Powerz had the KD that he did in the end, Colin, because we were so focused on how well Rebel were playing, how they were always leading the pace, that, so somehow Powerz has been lurking on this map this entire time, outslaying Rebel on his own, it seems like. So yeah, I mean, I tip my hat off to Powerz, but of course it's not enough. enough. Kenny started off the game slow as well in the KD department. I'm sure you spotted that early on as well. And that's the thing. I mean, what a start. What a start for Rebel. And when the predictions were as close as they are, this is not the way you wanted it to go for eUnited after a really slow start on Friday.
I'm just happy for Rebel right now. Rebel, this is the kind of major performance they need. They've kind of been burdened with the condor that is the reputation of come major time, they always seem to crumble or fall apart. They don't ever have the same showing as they had in the regular season. If you're ever gonna shed those feathers and you're gonna get that condor off your back and return it to extinction, it starts with beating teams like eUnited, going perfect in your pools, and continuing a good little campaign into Saturday and Sunday. I think the thing that stands out to me the most, and it's something that has really come to fruition for a lot of different players, is the fact that everybody from Rebel is playing together.
Yeah.
And that's, I saw it earlier when the Pioneers were on their way to a 3-0 earlier in the day when I got to cast over them. They were playing together. Team revives, team chains, snub shots, whatever it might be. They found a way to help their teammate. And without a doubt, that is the big differentiating spot to me, because as good as Powerz played, there ain't no I in team. If you rearrange the letters, there might be a me, but Gears of War, that thing ain't gonna fly. Don't you see? It don't matter if Powerz had 105 eliminations. The rest of his team could not get it going. They were like a broke down jalopy, and they didn't have no mechanic around saying, I'll fix your carburetor for 25.
Indeed. Not at this level. You can't carry to that degree, that's for sure. 300 to 256 on the first map going the way of Rebel. Checker Execution is next, though, Colin. And again, I'm not too happy or comfortable with eUnited going into this one with how Rebel played Speyer. I just see more the same, right? That really fast, aggressive approach where the players are all together working as one cohesive unit, and that's exactly what Rebel were doing there. As a team, individually, it was only really Powerz that stood out to them individually, right? Everyone else was on a negative KD in those individual shotgun fights and team fights, and it's tough. It's really, really tough for eUnited, because what can you say? They've had a really, really difficult day. They were super consistent in the Pro League, and historically, they have a huge amount of pressure on their shoulders because they've been known as this team that performs on a major, performs in online events, even when they're not on LAN, despite their experience on LAN, right? But since losing Explosive from Praise and since having a really poor performance in the major last time, it's really piled on the pressure a lot on these players' shoulders, especially Kenny now. There's so much pressure on him to really prove that he can take a lot of the new blood, if you will, losing Explosive and Praise, and can perform still in a major. But today has been the opposite. They haven't been that team. They've been a lot better in Pro League. Meanwhile, Rebel are doing the opposite, right? They're showing up for this event. And honestly, right now, all signs point to them continuing to do that.
I mean, all signs do continue to point to them doing that. Rebel, to me, needs to keep up the same kind of momentum, the same kind of mentality going into map number 2. Stay up in the faces of eUnited. Don't let them get comfortable. Shoot for one another. Keep them on the back foot, because if you're Rebel, go out on your own sword. Don't let eUnited, take you down. Don't let them be the aggressors. Don't make your own mistakes, and really just keep capitalizing on what you've done best. There were so many times in that map where, I mean, how many times did we call it out where somebody from eUnited had 2, maybe 3 players in front of him, all by his lonesome, staring down 3 well, hold on, wait. Each Nasher's got 4 barrels, 4 times 3, that's 12. Staring down 12 barrels of 3 Nashers. I mean, my God.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way, Colin. I feel the same way. I think right now you have to be scared if you're eUnited players. You really so. Powerz, incredible KD. I'm not sure if he can do that on checkout, though, and if eUnited don't pull themselves together and really, sort themselves out on an individual level in those shotgun departments. And this is a thing as well, right? clear as day that eUnited are the better escalation and control team on paper. The records speak for themselves. Execution, though, both teams are 6-4 on this in Pro League. Exact same map count, win to loss. And so really on that end, it could go either way. And this is definitely the weakest area for eUnited. And so for them to lose map number 1, which points-wise wasn't too different in the end, but it seemed like it could have been a lot worse, right? Really so. Again, back to the Powerz component, right? If he wasn't clutching up, perhaps it would have been a lot worse. Now they're going into execution, and now is difficult times for eUnited. Now is the time they need to prove that they are a team with and the event factor as it used to be, and they still have this with the new generation roster that they have now after losing Explosive Praise and formerly Mental, etc. I'm concerned. I am concerned for eUnited. Neither team played Checkout in the Pro League, but of course, just like Speyer, eUnited have had shaky performances on Checkout as of recent, in recent majors. And so, hey, let's see if eUnited can pull themselves together.
This is going to be a difficult one to deal with because of the simple fact that now you got to worry about that long shot at all times. And of course, there's a couple of players on both teams. You think of Identivez, you think of Powerz, who are oh so deadly with the long shot at any given time and moment of the day that they get into their hands. I think one of the other big stories for me is how they fight that platform fight. How are you going to deal with who tries to get up onto that platform, go for those initial incendiary grenade picks? TJ, he's going to get there quick, fast, and in a hurry. He's going to try to get himself off of it, but he's stunned. He's waiting. He's trying his best. He throws one, but he gets taken down. I believe Crack threw his utility, so I think Crack might actually have that other incendiary. They go for a full long shot play here. Both team trades out one player, but Crack, he's got himself an incendiary. Ruin frag! Ooh, but I don't know if that's the most perfectly placed one. Frags are coming out. eUnited's finding themselves an exit route. Stage left here as all three of them rotate that way. Powerz, Demise, and Kenny mounted up here, and I'm sure Powerz is looking at Kenny like, you should let me pick that up though. Should have let me have that. You want to give that over to me, man? I'm right here. I'm right here, dude. We can trade it. We can trade it right now. Right behind the fridge. Right behind the fridge. Trade it.
Honest. We'll do it quick.
Yo, be honest with me, Toby. How many times when you've been playing, you've been asking somebody to trade? Be honest.
Honestly, if I'm in a tournament, I'm giving my snipe to someone else. If I have snipe, I've never been the best sniper on my team ever. I've been okay, but I've never been the number one, the go-to. So that resonates with me, my friend. Honestly, I ain't one to keep power weapons if I think they can go into better hands. And I mean, right now, Kenny, he's not a bad option, right? With a snipe, it's not the best, obviously, Powerz, but you can trust him to make use of it at least to some degree. Especially when the drop shot is in his hands. That's a really good player to have that. The 20 seconds on the overtime now. 3v3. Who's going to make the play?
Kenny is just trying to peer around here. He's trying to catch somebody with a body shot. I like what Kenny's doing, where the wider Kenny stays, the harder it's going to be for anybody to pressure into that hill. 3v3, 2 seconds left. You're going to see who tries to take over that initial. It looks like eUnited tries to bait out toward the hill first. Kenny's getting double, triple, quadruple shot, and now Identivez, he baits the next player out of the hill, and Rebel said, that was too easy, baby. You just too easy. You can't let me have it. That was easy like Sunday morning, boy. I treat you like an uptown girl, and your name was Billy Joe.
Who would have thought that the Nasher was nerfed at range when Kenny gets down that fast? Look at that from Rebel. Well played indeed. Kenny was always looking for this damage, but then boom, he just gets caught out by Identivez with an insane back A, and that kind of just ended that play there, that round for eUnited right there and then. Well played, Rebel.
Ask any bird during hunting season. Pellets hurt, brother. I promise you, pellets hurt. I will promise you every day of the week, pellets hurt. Demise is trying to overload this back long shot side with a teammate. They've got incendiaries in front of a man behind him. Kenny, he's going to give up the long shot to Powerz this time. They got 2 down. It's going to be a 4v2 situation. Demon, he's going to get body shot after the big hit with the Nasher, and Powerz, he says, boy, you better just stop bouncing. Let me take your head clean off, tie this thing up 1-1.
There you go. Finally, some life from eUnited there. A lot better from them. A full team wipe with no deaths. Well played indeed. And it's clear, right? Their strategy is just going all in for this snipe, essentially. They had right-hand advantage at checkout there, so the better side in many ways when you're going so far towards the right for that weapon. Let's see if they can keep that up. I mean, Rebel are changing their strategy now. It's going to be a 4v4 over here. Smoke instantly the other side of platform. Powerz has to be careful that he doesn't get overrun by Rebel to his left.
TJ coming to the mid side of that lane now. Gets one big shot there for the chunk. Now it's going to be a 3v4 situation. Identivez with long shot in hand. He's got to worry to try to protect Crack because it is now a 4v2 yet again. One player down, Demise. He might get revived here. This could be a headshot. Oh no, Kenny tried to sneak up on him. Identivez had to take his mind off of that shot that he was hoping to get, and he's gonna get taken down by Kenny. 2 rounds in a row for eUnited.
Absolutely so. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we just see 4v4 every single round now at checkout from both these teams. It's clear, right? eUnited just want the snipe. They just want to get that going and control and stay together. Meanwhile, I think Rebel will just want to match them. And I don't blame them. With how they're playing at the moment, I do not blame them whatsoever. Let's see, though. eUnited 2-1 up. Again, 4v4, smoke thrown in the plat instantly. You don't see it too often. eUnited love clearly to try and block that vision from the get-go. TJ lighting it up by jumping on the nest instantly and getting the damage with his team, but does he need to stay that? Not necessarily. He doesn't want to get down to this point. Numbers advantage for eUnited.
Identivez will be inside this mid lane, full red, but not down or dead. 2 players from eUnited are going to hop up onto the platform, trying to get that angle onto him. Identivez will go down. Demon's just trying to answer back with some back A's here, trying to protect his teammates. It's going to be a 4v3 situation. Demon with a little hop and drop, just trying to bait out shots toward the incendiaries. 2 players marked up here at that mid platform. SuMuNs, Identivez in the mid lane. So all 3 players from Rebel are cooked up here on the 50-yard line. I love this angle here from our observer. He's trying to give us the best look possible. TJ continuing to back up, trying to get that better angle. But look at that, the quick rear rotation out. 2 players just absolutely getting the damage in and the shots on. Now it's a 3v1. Powerz, he says, go ahead and up into the barrel of my Asher, boy. I'll take care of business. That's going to be 3-1. eUnited, they continue to answer back. And Toby, I got to ask you a question. I gotta ask you something. Is that an EU thing, calling that thing the nest instead of the platform, baby?
It honestly might be. Honestly, I think Plat is more popular in Europe these days, but I was calling it Nest back in Gears 3 at times, and so I've just called it either. But honestly, I call it both at this point in time, so hey, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean.
I only asked, though, because earlier I heard you talking about Fire and Ice, and you said they were 0 and 9, and I said, is not something I put on a sandwich? What the hell's a knot? Is it not what I make out of rope? And I said, oh, he means 0. My man meant 0. I said, I see you, big dog. I understand what you mean now.
There you go. There you go. Kenny.
Oh, Kenny.
On our screen, 4v3. Demon trapped in the... Oh, my goodness me, that was close to taking Kenny. Double down. TJ's going to rush to ensure nothing happens there. Kenny with a sniper in his hand. Not able to connect with Identivez, but 4v2 now. And Kenny can just keep the head down of Crack while his teammates move up on the other side of Plat.
This is round number 4. Kenny looking for another shot there on the Crack on the platform. Incendiary will land. There's the body shot. He had some help over the top from Powerz to get that down. Double Lancer onto Identivez. Identivez goes for the up A, but he gets shut down from all that extra damage. 4 rounds in a row, eUnited. They need this one to try to tie it up 1-1. They got 2 rounds to go to get a map number 2 win over Rebel.
This is good. This is good from eUnited. I'm happy for them, it's safe to say, as they're actually playing this pretty damn well, and they're managing the plat area supremely well, might I say, because the smoke usage has been on point. They're just avoiding any really too close core battles. They're trying to go wide on the platform instead, if at all possible. This time, though, Rebel changing up a little bit. They're going to climb up completely and try and meet them, but TJ says no, shuts them down despite being stunned for what seemed like an eternity. He'll get a double. Powerz gets his kills as well. 5-1, eUnited showing up strong.
My man TJ went up there and said, you want to have a meeting of the minds? I ain't got no brains, but I got a shotgun you can come on over and talk to. I can tell you what, he only speaks one language, though, and it's called Gib. G-I-B, baby.
Honestly, TJ has been doing so well. So well for eUnited this time around. On
Here we go. 1 round to go for eUnited to try to tie it up. All players coming into the fight. Demon's a little late, though. Demon was trying to check up what might be happening over there. You can see them trying to angle out multiple different players. TJ will throw one incendiary and find a kill, I believe, before having a suicide there after he goes down. It's going to be a 2v2 situation. Powerz, he's getting called out here. Kenny's trying to rotate over to help out. Headshot from Kenny finds one. Demon, he's now going to try his luck, but he's going to get up in the area, and Powerz will shut him down. That's going to be the map. That's going to be the round. 6-1, baby. That is an eUnited Map 2 victory. Rebel, they didn't have an answer for him in that one, but we will be going into Map 3. Escalation on Vasgar. All knotted up. Final match of the night. Who will take our advantage? Will it be Rebel or will it be eUnited? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the final matchup of the night. We got Rebel and eUnited, and it's a good one already. Rebel came out hot on control on Speyer, took care of business, sent us into map number 2, checkout execution, where eUnited had to have an answer, and you'd have thought the question was 1 + 1, because that was a 6-1. Them boys put a hurting on them.
No, they did. And we can take a breather for any eUnited fans out there, and yourself, of course, Colin, included in that camp. Because, I mean, this was the one mode that they perhaps would have struggled on the most, you know, looking ahead of this game today. But instead, they just turned it around and just a really, really good 6-1 victory with some different strategies. Victories won over the Plat, and also, as you can see, Kenny with the snipe there, playing for the snipe on the other side too. Really, really good job. But now we find ourselves going towards Vasgar, which is going to be actually a more favored map for the side of eUnited. Just in general, Escalation, they're one of the best teams in the Pro League at this. They always have been. 7-2 their record on Escalation in particular. Meanwhile, 4-5 for Rebel in the Pro League matches this split thus far. And even then, right, on Vasgar, eUnited 5-2 in total, including wins against Rise and 5-0ing Fire and Ice 2. I mean, this is honestly, on paper, eUnited's win on Vasgar. You could not predict harder in their way, in my opinion. But the question is, can Rebel turn it around now after a really good, strong start on the respawn mode, the other respawn mode that is on Speyer, map 1?
I really think that the way that, and I don't want to put words in our analyst's mouth, but the way that Ribs was breaking this down, this map selection pool, and I kind of started to see what he was talking about, and this is my interpretation of it. I think Rebel probably looked at maps 2 through 4 as Murderer's Row. They survive one of those maps, they give themselves a chance to win this series. But it's Murderer's Row because that's maps 2, 3, and 4 are the maps that eUnited look to shut this down on. You know what I'm saying? Like, they are trying their best to win it on map 4 so they don't even have to go to that map 5, that execution on Clocktower, because Rebel's very good at that map as well. So I think Rebel probably looked at this as, you know, let's give them the best opportunity. Let's give it our best chance. Let's pick a map like Vasgar. A lot of knowledge, a lot of veteranship on this map. We all know how it plays. We all know how it goes. And coming out of spawn early in this one, it looks like we're going to have a 3v3, maybe a 2v3 setup. No, it's going to be full 3v3 because Crack was just making sure nobody was sneaking through the middle of the map. And that's something you always got to kind of be cognizant of when you play eUnited, because I think it was Kenny that was first kind of the big provocateur that would go through the middle of the map and try to put pressure on an opponent.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for certain. I think Powerz will be happy with himself right now in his performances in the map 1 and map 2. So hopefully it takes that into these initials on Vasgar Escalation, as we know how important they are in the grand scheme of things when it comes to this map and mode combo.
And it looks like a quick little rotational defense by Rebel has now got him in a stacked up 3v3. You see Demise is moving over here to the B hill. He's going to have a 1v1, maybe a 2v1 to worry about. I like the decap, the quick decap and the move off of the hill from Demise is going to bait some players from Rebel to try to make a move here. Try to get a little bit around the map, try to make something happen. TJ is going to get called out twice. They know that they might have a 3v3, maybe a 3v2, or maybe even a 2v2 over there if they try to pressure it up. Powerz about to get pressed by 2 different players from Rebel. He gets shot from the 90 degree. He's full red. TJ tries to fly in to help out, and TJ does a hell of a lot more than that as he gets both of those kills. Demise, though, will die over at B. One more player to worry about at the home hill of eUnited, but oh my God, and in heaven, Identivez didn't clean up his kill.
Oh, wow. You do not like to see it if you're a Rebel fan. SuMuNs will clean up one kill just there on the end, and look how close the score is as it stands between these two teams. Start off a little bit slowly at the start, but really quickly we find ourselves off to the races with these two teams. TJ under a lot of pressure now. Demon trying to cling on to that kill. Look at that double down. Just about. They will get downed in the process of trying to reach the revive. eUnited with the lead.
Let's see what they do here as they get that B hill back into their favor. They're threatening the C hill now. 2 players from Rebel have to push back into B momentarily to try to just get it decapped to stay in this round. Meanwhile, home-to-home stretch for eUnited has come through, and it looks like they're going to try to get onto that C hill very quickly to try to get a decap. Nobody from eUnited was in a position to stop them. They have the point lead here. I'm curious if it'll switch over. It's only a 50-point differential, so it should, as a matter of fact. No, it doesn't switch over. eUnited still has the lead and the win if they hold on to this. Good little secondary bounce by Powerz. I believe faked him out. Powerz turns. Powerz burns. Powerz is on fire, boys and girls, man. It's hotter than a damn sun.
Look at this. Score building up. Powerz still on fire, still looking for that last kill. Not going to find it. Demon will find him. Demise forced into a fight. TJ, as he picks up a hill, the hills are changing on either side. Somehow Rebel have brought this back just a little bit in terms of points, but no, eUnited can still win off one.
They got to get under the A hill. You see them trying to pressure up. Demise with that down. He's going to get Lancered out here, so you see them trying to push up. They got to get into this hill, get the decap to go, but there's the quick kill. There's the quick cleanup. 3 seconds to go. Nobody's in the area. eUnited, after all of the fighting and war that happened, all the dust is settled. 1 round goes over to eUnited. They take a 1-round lead here, and they're not slowing down. I believe that's 6 rounds in a row for them, as they lost the first round on map 2, and then they won everything after that.
Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong about that at all. And again,
that makes it 7. That makes 7. Sorry, my bad.
7.
Bad math. Look,
Yeah,
I used up all
well.
my mathematician skills already. All right, my arithmetic is all called out.
Oh my. Identivez as well. Boltok down for him on either side. And right now, business as usual for both teams. It wasn't comfortable for eUnited, safe to say. Rebel really took it to them towards the end.
I see one!
Question is, strategy-wise, how are things going to shake up? Rebel looking to see if they can cap the B hill just quickly enough. Not going to go for it in the end. 2v2 on either side. Powerz looking to be aggressive on either side, or one side, but Demon now trying to follow up on the damage. Powerz shuts him down and says no. Meanwhile, Demise gets it down elsewhere as well, but the B hill will go the way of Rebel as they throw enough bodies on it to get it through.
And it looks like eUnited, they're going to get the 2 hill cap, the 2 home hill stretch as well. Demise just trying to mount up here, and they're going to bring a 3rd player. This is going to get interesting because I think they left Kenny in a situation where Kenny has to back off of A. I mean, he's just got to leave at this point. They got to hope that they can fight back against him, and they might even send 2 or 3 players over here. Kenny's calling it out. It looks like eUnited's going to have the backup just coming in. Kenny,
Yeah, they have it.
There's the flash.
They completely read it.
Oh, baby, they needed to get that kill, but Kenny still gets a backhand over the top of the wall, my man. He put Identivez down on all boards and said, you better get on out of here. Better get on, get.
Demise still making sure he can't get taken out on a new play from Rebel. But again, Rebel will turn back around. They're going back for more Collins. Straight onto that C hill. It's a 3v2 as it stands. You can see number 2 on the map. That's Powerz trying to flank around and get into a forced aggression position, if you will, immediately. And force someone to turn around. It was actually Crack that turned around in the end. Meanwhile, Rebel do continue on their campaign on that street. Here comes Demise. He'll get dropped though on that side. Identivez will find him. And now he'll get access now to the hill on the other side.
And that's kind of the opening they needed. Powerz is gonna get called out here. He's gonna emote at him. My man is gonna emote at him in the middle of the map. All the downs, all the kills, everything falling apart for eUnited here. Rebel, they're trying to finish this one off. Kenny goes for a reaction shot. He doesn't get first. He gets the second. There's the triple cap domination. And boy, howdy. Rebel ties it up here, coming off of that close spawn, that arrivals side of the map. I'll be curious to see if this is a back and forth from the arrival side. Who takes the advantage? Who maybe wins a round over there from the checkpoint? I've always kind of thought, you know, if you have back-to-back rounds, if you win a round on checkpoint, place a power weapon down. You know what I'm saying? Give yourself a chance to play over a power weapon from the good side of the map, especially if you're fighting over tank, because those would be pretty interesting. At least in my opinion, I've always seen that as a little bit of a little bit of a little wink and a nod to some players that might want to try their hand at something a little dangerous. Double retros out, though, for both squads. Nothing too crazy. I would love to see somebody try to challenge Powerz, but it looks like Powerz is going to have the retro versus Demon. Be curious to see if he wins, if Demon even attempts to take that fight. I don't know if that's advisable, Toby. Is it advisable to run at a retro Lancer?
Probably not when it's in the hands of Powerz and how he's been playing in this match in particular. But hey, what a matchup it is, right? Demon versus Powerz in a 1v1 on this side in a major. It's so cool to see. I think Powerz wants the 1v this time around, still looking for any opportunity to get aggressive. Powerz, little bit of damage, but he'll switch to his Nasher in a moment and find the down on Demon. Meanwhile, the rest of the players are off to a flying start in their campaign on Vasgar. Identivez will fall. The revive chain's coming on through. Kenny continuing to go for back A's instead of revives, and it will cost him in the end as Rebel will find that one. Powerz, of course, with the victory on the other side, will force SuMuNs to come all the way back towards that C hill, actually. Rotating their 3 players to make sure they can get the hill back as fast as they can.
And Powerz is just waiting in the wings here. I don't know if they know exactly where he is rotated out to. He might be trying to wait on somebody, but I'm not sure if that retro is coming through the other side of that wall. That'd be amazing if that bayonet was sticking out to the other side.
And he also reloaded as well, Colin. So, I mean, I wasn't sure if he was trying to secret man in the end. But instead, just did the exact same. A little few retro shots and also one Nasher to the chest to down someone. Well played, Powerz doing it again to Demon. And now eUnited pulling out this time on the tank side. They don't want to have any team fights, right? They're winning in points. They've got Rebel contained on this side. And Rebel right now are kind of doing the similar stereotypical thing of just regrouping and as a 3-man then going in and pushing on a hill. And it's quite predictable as it stands.
The revive chain from Rebel's pretty impressive right there. They continue to pick players up on the other side of that cubby, even though you see 2 players from eUnited just putting out a massive amount of damage. Now Kenny's going to join the fray, trying to go on the 6 o'clock. He's going to help get one down. They're going to go for yet another revive, but what a shot from Identivez. He hit him with the whole goddamn thing, man. The entirety of that spread. Powerz waiting in the wing is going to get called out by Identivez. Identivez knows that they've got a big lead here. They might be able to still win this off of 1, but they're going to be pressuring that home hill now. They've got to be able to play some defense here momentarily to keep Rebel away from their hill to try to keep this lead, but they need to get a decap as well because with the 2-to-1 hill advantage, Rebel has flipped the script. They can win it if they hold it for a full minute straight, and if they get a decap, it's going to make it that much harder. But eUnited, they killed everybody! It's a murder scene! It's a murder spree! Everybody dead!
Wow, Rebel fully committed hard, didn't they? It was to the tank and then it was to the home hill in the end. And now eUnited just realized, hey, let's make sure we win this round, shall we? The double cap, they're leaving the C hill completely. They win off points and eUnited looking good here to secure another round.
Man, they didn't even got to call him my main man, Professor Cluzo. Everybody already knows what happened on that round. All right, he ain't got to do no investigating on that one. Everybody from Rebel got absolutely wiped away, giving eUnited the chance to get all of those kills, get back into the round, get those final hills, finish it off, cap it off. 2-to-1, 3 rounds away from a 2-1 map lead. But Rebel, they ain't going to go down without a fight, all right? They are going to absolutely push back into this one. Maybe a couple kills go their way when they were getting those revive chains. And the next thing you know, it's not an eUnited round, it's a Rebel round.
Yeah. And the thing is, usually, Colin, I like to say for teams to just put a weapon down, in particular on this map, but in general in Escalation. But right now, these teams are just so evenly matched. It seems like I don't really want to go either way and suggest to either team to really shake it up too much. Because maybe there's just some room for experimentation at this point in time. Both teams are kind of mirroring each other as they return and rotate around the circle that is Vasgar. Powerz and Demon are kind of going back and forth. Powerz just edging away a little bit in that 1v situation. But now here's the experimentation I was talking about. A little bit of a strat change. Kenny now is joining Powerz on his side to make a 2v1 on that side onto number 8. Of course, Demon, that is there who we switch to now. Kenny and Powerz, can they do it?
Demon standing behind that fridge there, that little vending machine. He's going to throw a flash, just try to build some space between him and his opponents. 2 players from eUnited here at the home hill of Rebel. They're going to get that cap, but a shock is going to maybe have Powerz stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're actually going to get 3v2'd here. Rebel has brought everybody back into this fight, and they are staying as far away from Kenny as possible. After they pick on Powerz to kill him and get him off the map, they stay very far from Kenny to allow that extra kill to come through. eUnited has to come off a spawn now and try their best to get into a position to try to take back one of these hills, because right now, Rebel, all they're going to do is just continue to mount up their points.
Need to be careful. Kenny just coming off respawn now to help with this defense with Powerz. The knife and the revive coming on through from Demon. But unfortunately for him and SuMuNs as well, they're going to be dropped out there. And that triple cap certainly won't be coming in anytime soon. The crack is fully committing. I'm surprised. No, he will finally back out. The pinch is coming on through. Not sure if they've had the call, but Powerz will be lancering them out nonetheless. The B hill goes the way of eUnited, and the points is definitely going the way of Rebel as it stands in terms of the current score lead, but eUnited are looking for that triple.
Now they're going for the possible triple cap domination. Powerz, though, he gets the call out that a couple of his teammates have died. Everybody does. Look at eUnited scurry away from that. All the smoke is out. Nobody really knows where they're going. Next thing you know, everybody from eUnited's like, let's get back to the 50-yard line and see if we can get them to come back into the next fight, because we really don't need to be there anymore. We ain't got to deal with that. 60 seconds to go for eUnited if they want to get this victory. Powerz has been left by his lonesome here at the C hill. 2 players from Rebel are going to move up into the hill. 1 player from Rebel playing back at his home hill, up at the top side. It's going to be Identivez. He's going to go down. They're going to go ahead for the finish with that snub. 1 more player here at the home hill. It's going to be SuMuNs. SuMuNs in a 2v1 situation now. Has to worry about his 90-degree. He's going to rotate over to the arrival side of the map. Maybe try to wait for Identivez to come back off a spawn, but Powerz is trying to chase. Powerz gives chase, and Powerz gives damage. Powerz puts him down. Kenny, he's going to have to get some help here at the home hill if they want to take it back. They get both the downs, they get both the kills. The only player left alive for Rebel is at the B hill.
Jeez, back and forth we go between these two teams. It is absolutely crazy. Look how close it is, the score. Essentially neck and neck between the two teams. 30 seconds to go if eUnited were to win, if things stay the same, but they certainly aren't. B hill changing hands now. Rebel have to choose. They have to get back the A hill, and they do that. Again, you mentioned it, Colin. eUnited was scurrying back. They do it again. They play for the double cap, and they hold on to win by points.
Powerz playing back. He sees the damage coming out. He's going to waltz up to that second kill. Just absolutely tiptoe by the window, through the window, all the way through the daisies for that one. He said, this is a freebie, baby. Put this thing on the stat board. Just like you're going to put another round on the United side. They go up 3-1. And Rebel, they've got to find an answer here, because eUnited it seems like they're a step ahead of them, Toby. It's like every time Rebel on most of these rounds want to rotate to the next hill, eUnited somewhere else. They keep coming to the next base, finding that thing empty. Nobody is guarding the towers. There's nobody holding back the drawbridge. eUnited, they just left. Your princess is in another castle type deal.
Yeah, I think eUnited is definitely being the more proactive team right now. They're playing very similar in ways, both teams, but it's eUnited who are the more proactive team, forcing Rebel to go all the way back with the 3 players to respond, and then when they're winning by points, they do just pull all their forces back and don't risk anything more. And yeah, that reflects in the scoreline. It was neck and neck throughout, but now eUnited do get that 2-round differential here going into the second half.
Coming into the second half, 1v1 knotted up over there at the E hill. It's going to be Powerz versus Demon. Powerz he's just scouting. He's trying to get some information here. He's trying to gather up where Demon is on the map.
He wants that 1v, Colin. He's doing more than scouting.
Demon.
He's got his Nash hours, and there we go. He's found him.
Hey, where you at,
he's
though?
Hungry. Yeah, literally, that's what he's saying. He's probably saying in comms. Where you at, though? As he hunts down for that 1v. Meanwhile, the rest of the forces in the tank site, that shot
was
grenade
bad.
is at the top of the tank. Not going to connect the way they wanted it, that's for sure. Demise trying to revive chain through with TJ. Kenny, great back A with the double. Wow. Lovely stuff.
What a shot. What a shot. I mean, holy shots almighty. My man Kenny with that chunk after the revive, double bounce into the back A. I mean, just put some on. My man made him look like he was at Ice Capades. Oh, yep. No, Demise. Don't
Demise.
do it to another one.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We'll time out SuMuNs for a moment. There comes Kenny for an easy 2v1 onto Identivez. Kenny rolling back instantly after pulling out that shot. But no, Demise will get taken out in the process. You don't want to see that. Really, absolutely not so in front of the spawn. Kenny will try and hold his ground. Great shots on the Demon. Full red there. Down again. He's still holding the 1v2. I'm surprised. He will get taken down. The E-Hill will be lost. Meanwhile, the rest of the team still trying to hold it down on the E-Hill, but no. Rebel will win there too.
I'm like in shock still, brother. Like watching Kenny get a 2-piece and a biscuit, and then Demise gets a 2-piece and a biscuit. Kenny comes back for seconds. My man went back to the family table, ate his whole dinner, and then went right back to the buffet line. He said, I'm gonna give me a second help, and got another 2-piece and a biscuit. And now eUnited, they have a chance to get back on the E-Hill for almost free, and it looks like Rebel, they're gonna try to mount up here against TJ. TJ with 2 shots gets it down! And they've got time to rotate somebody over there, but it's like, what is the point? Are you forfeiting? Like, Shock is gonna go into the E-Hill. If you go into the hill, you're gonna die. Or the F-Hill, excuse me. You're gonna go down in that F-Hill. Just a DK. Hey, yo!
Wow. What did we just see?
Yo, I'm throwing my laptop.
Launch it, Colin. Launch it with force. Check this round out first, though. 3 seconds to go. eUnited will see it out, and just as we thought it'd be a closer game, eUnited now 1 round away from taking map number 3. How's the laptop? How are you looking, Colin?
I threw it at a window, man. I think I cracked a window. I ain't mean it, though. I didn't mean it. If that's any consolation, I didn't remember that window was there.
That's something you'll have to discuss with your family.
Hey, I'm the one that pays the bills. It's all right. I'll replace the window. Okay, I'll replace the window. Sometimes you got to replace the window. The only question is going to be what happened. And I'm going to say, if you saw what I saw, you'd wanted to throw something too.
You'd understand.
Powerz is he's not a human. Mans is not human, all right? I'm sorry. He hasn't been since the day I met him in San Diego when he was under the tutelage of franchise IEC and the coach himself, Ryan Fools, when he was a part of that Echo Fox squad with Kyle Clizzy, baby, my main man. Man, that squad brings back tears to my eyes because Kenny was on it as well. Man, I just want to cry.
That's some nostalgia right there. This was nostalgia. Ooh, look at this from Kenny. Crack is full red, you can tell from his character breathing, but Kenny will like to come back. I'm curious actually to see if Powerz will go all in on that 1v again against Demon. Identivez is pushed up all the way. Again, yes, Powerz will find Demon. Bottom left of your screen. He'll win on that side of the map too. E-Hill will be held now for Powerz. He looks to flank around. Meanwhile, the rest of the kills will start coming on through for eUnited as well. Identivez bouncing for his life. Gets the down. Tries to escape as well. Somehow gets this far, but he will drop. Cog domination coming in despite all that. eUnited will take map number 3.
My brains right now. Kenny had 21k damage. I am not surprised one bit. I'm gonna have a heart attack before the night's over, Toby. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna die.
Just, yeah, don't. Please, yeah, no, don't. Colin, wake up. You're definitely not asleep, that's for sure, anyway. My goodness me. Yo, here's the thing, Colin. Here's the thing. All right. I'll bring it in for the thing. 5-1. This is kind of what you'd have predicted for eUnited. So they're certainly out of the woods, it's safe to say, after those 2 maps. eUnited in the driver's seat now. They're looking really, really good. Powerz there putting on a clinic for the 1v1 showdown on the one end of the map against Demon. A difficult 1v at that. But Kenny as well, you mentioned it, 20k damage. He put on a show as well on that map. Now, question is, map number 4, can eUnited keep this up and get a good solid win, a 3-1 win at that, to really shape their Friday after what's been a very difficult day for them so far?
I brought it in for the thing, and I'm just
impressed.
I can't do it, man. I can't summon it. I'm checking all of my organs. I'm like, has my liver got anything left? No. Kidneys? No. I don't even know what's that thing you don't really need that some people get taken out. A gallbladder. I was checking my gallbladder. I was like, that's still there, but I don't need it. I don't really need it, but it's there. But it ain't got it either. I don't know what to do in my life right here. But this is the big map to me. This is the linchpin map. If you've ever held a live fragmentation grenade in your hand, that little thing you pull out before you let that thing get the heave-ho, that's your linchpin, baby. You pull that, and it's either going to blow up in your hand or it's going to blow up over there. If eUnited cannot win here on District, it gets real shaky going into that Clocktower. It gets real shaky. But if Powerz is going to keep hitting headshots, even like he might just like he doesn't have a bolt talk to pick up, but my man might just go pull out a snub and see if he can just take it back, like take it back in time, put it in a wayback machine like he was on UE trying to get them pit the headies over the top of that clock tower mid that host spot, baby. He's gonna try to pop some skulls. He's gonna hit him with the bing bong here in a second.
Yeah, I mean, he might try. He might attempt. Playing with you, brother. Oh, listen. Here's the thing, District. I think this could be an opportunity for Rebel to get back into this. Honestly, this is a really good one. You nailed it on the head. District is that map that stands out in this cycle. Where after Speyer, that's for sure, Rebel could really turn it around. Can really change things now and do super well. If they can do this, if they can win this District control against eUnited, Clocktower is shaky. Right, it really is shaky, isn't it, for eUnited? Bearing in mind, Rebel did actually pick Clocktower as well, right? They set themselves up for this one at the end, and they're 3-0 in Pro League. Rebel are 3-0 in Pro League in Clocktower. I mean, so to not get ahead of ourselves, they beat Noble on that map too. If they can get it to it, then hey, they've got a really good chance at winning this entire series. But they do have to get through District first. Question is, can they do it? I mean, Colin, let me ask you. After we saw Speyer, that map number 1. That was the control we saw in the series. Is that any inclination to see what we could have on offer from Rebel and District?
This is the big difference between these two maps. One of them is like it would be like going from like I'm gonna drive across Texas, and then the next day it's like I'm gonna drive across New Hampshire. Like, I don't know. Do you get that geographical reference? I know that's a U.S. thing. Okay.
Yeah, I gather. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Speyer is Texas. To get from one end of Speyer to the other, you better have like 3 full tanks of gas, a bunch of snacks, and an empty 2-liter, because if you don't plan on stopping, you're going to need that empty 2-liter later. I promise you that. The next day when you go to New Hampshire, it's like 35 minutes maybe. Like, you get in the car, you put on 3 of your favorites, like, no, not 3. You put on like 10 of your favorite songs because, the average song, like 2.5, 3 minutes. You listen to like one regular CD from back in the 90s. They were usually like 10 songs. You across New Hampshire at that point.
Yeah. I mean, the math checks out to me, Colin.
So you're just going to have a lot more fights. That's all I'm saying. It's like, that's the big difference, baby. That's a big difference.
Absolutely so, mate. The maths was on point. I could tell from the UK.
You can see like the hamster just running. The hamster's just running. He's going as fast
We're having a great
possible.
time, brother.
Hold on, let me try something else. I'll try an EU reference. Hold on.
All right.
Driving across, like Speyer would be like trying to drive across Siberia, like Russia, and District is like driving across like France. It's like France. France ain't too small, but it ain't too big. It's like a good mid-size, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah. No hard objections.
Is that better? Is that a better reference for you?
No, I see it. I definitely see it, Colin. I saw it the first
like
time.
there's a St. Petersburg in Russia and there's a St. Petersburg in Florida. So I'm on the same track. Baby. I'm working it.
You are. You're definitely working it, Colin. I'm with you. 100%. District control. Let's go back to district control, shall we?
All right, we'll go back there. Hey, look, get in the car. We'll go back. Come on.
I'd get in the car with you any day, Colin. Just invite me over.
If I give you the aux cable, what are we listening to? What are we listening to if I give you the aux cable?
Oh, it's a good question.
You don't got nothing off top?
I'm trying to gather whether you'd be a fan of mainstream music.
It don't bother me. It don't bother. When you live as far off the reservation as I do, and you still got a transistor radio in the gator, and you don't know what a Spotify Wrapped is in 2021, I don't really care what you put on in the radio as long as you can talk to me once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm trying so hard to break you,
out.
Toby. I'm trying.
You're not gonna break me, brother.
Hard.
I love you too
Taylor,
much.
and I'm trying to do it to you. Dang. Trying my hardest.
I'm loving this, brother. This is fun. This is really good fun. Like, I constantly just keep trying to just bring it back to the maps. You're like, no, we're carrying on with geography, my friend.
We're not going.
Don't worry. So how about that prediction? What are we working with here on District?
I mean, eUnited is really good at this map.
Yeah.
I mean, stat-wise, you might say, like, they're not great.
Yeah, just the actually comes out. If you want a stat line, I can give you one. Yeah. 2-1 District.
Yeah, but have you seen them play it though? Like, sometimes I just don't like stats because they don't tell the story. It's like when somebody comes to me and they're like, I shot like an even par round in golf. I'm like, yeah, but you were in the woods every shot. There ain't no pictures on a scorecard. Sometimes you see United play this map and you're like, man, how they doing what they doing, man?
Yeah, I mean, F&I, that match earlier was not enjoyable to watch if you're an eUnited fan. They really looked out of place, and it wasn't comfortable whatsoever for them in the heat of the moment. I think Rebel, I hope, again, they were taking notes out of that playbook of F&I and watching it earlier. Yeah, hopefully, and really take that to heart now as they go into this game. Exactly, mimic that if you're Rebel. Play as fast as you can. Get up close and personal with the United. Do not let them settle in hills.
Well, TJ was trying to get up and close and personal with a second player there, but he's going to get shut down. Good job by Identivez and the boys from Rebel to get that first hill under their control. Decent amount of points will go their way, and eUnited has to be worried about the next hill rotation almost already, because if you push back into this, there's a chance that you give up the positioning over that P2.
That's it. That's it for sure. United previously against F&I, they didn't go for that hill at the start. They went more so for the drop shot. Things have changed up just a little bit this time, but Rebel nonetheless will take that first hill control. Meanwhile, Demon, look at this angle from blue. Kenny's going to be lit up from the side. Will get to the refuge of the bench. But TJ wants him still. He's still going in for it. Powerz on the flank with a double off screen. Okay. Powerz is still here to play, evidently, but the next hill is the focus, and Rebel will be there first.
We see Crack just waiting in the wings down here at the bottom here toward, toward that arcade. It's a shame the doors aren't open. It's just a shame, because then he could just go for a big wrap right now. Just flank through the arcade, into the backside of them when they're just waiting there on those wings. As you can see, a couple of flashes are going to come out. Demon's going to go for a double push here. He's going to try to get 2 shots on. He's going to get the meat shield, though. Kenny's still alive. Kenny needs to trade out. He will trade out. Crack is going to push back down into the hill. He's going to get some of his initial points, but I believe eUnited realizes that they have to push toward Crack because they're getting flanked out from the respawn on the top side of the map. Good job yet again. Rebel is dominating these controls.
They are. Leading the way on score again. Continuing on from a strong start. Powerz looking to close down on Identivez. Finally now eUnited is together and ready to make the play with that numbers advantage through the middle.
See Crack trying to hold down the bandstand. He's going to be back here. He's going to get wrap shotted out by Powerz. Powerz is going to try to push into this position here to try to get a neutralization onto this hill. Great shots off on the 90 degree. They got 2 players to worry about. Here comes Demise on the flank. He's going to pick up 1 meat shield. He's going to have shots on his SuMuNs. SuMuNs, though, will trade out. He gets that chunk. A few points left into that hill. Identivez, though, has a fresh drop shot to be able to use onto the next hill. He's going to be tagged up a little bit. He's going to go for the quick little reload there. Just trying to keep that active going, but oh my goodness gracious, good God almighty, Identivez with the double down. He's going to let him crawl around and think about what they've done before settling in on defense on this next hill. They're actually going to give that drop over to Demon. Identivez is like, I like being in a fight too much. You take that. You take that. You go hold down the hill.
The level of composure he just showed in Blue Room there, just turning around casually to find the 2 while a drop shot was in his back and had that target there right on top of him. I mean, fair play to him. And now he will actually be able to get a little bit more aggressive. Demon sat right at the back of the hill now with that 1 drop shot to use, which could end the eUnited push in 1 quick go. Honestly, if time does serve Rebel, that could all they really need, right, to hold the entire hill and get a huge score lead. Kenny just at the front. Drop shot is sent out. We'll find Kenny 4v3 numbers-wise. Powerz will come back to the safety of the bench. And Rebel will continue to find the points. Powerz looking to break once more. SuMuNs doesn't want that to happen though. Again, staggered spawns now for eUnited with Powerz being taken out.
This is a big differential to overcome. I mean, this is one of those situations where eUnited's finding themselves having to push back into worse and worse situations, and they've already kind of submitted to this hill. They've said, look, this is a trash hill from this point. We're going to try to set up over the bottom side of the map. Crack is going to go down. They're going to try to get him. They're going to try to clean him up. They do just that. Demon is down now, and it looks like Demise is pushing up. At least I was going to say, Identivez, if he gets a kill here, that's horrible for eUnited, because eUnited was set up perfectly over the bottom side of the map to take control over that next point, and then they leave out to get a couple of kills. And if they had lost some players and maybe lost the respawns, but now they've got all of Rebel inside of the juice. Identiv's very slick with that backslide. Great mechanical skill. Nobody there, though. Nobody home. Knocking on the door. Lights are on. Nobody's there. It's fine. It's all fine.
It's all fine. Move along. Move along, folks. eUnited finally getting some points on the board. Demise will try and hold down this side of the map. Crack wants the 1v though. They want to take some control back. Kenny will get the drop shot during all that. Identiv's looking for that push on right hand. Kenny can't get away. He can barely get a shot out. That's a drop shot gone out of the game. Meanwhile, Powerz hungry, looking for revenge for his teammate's death. But SuMuNs trying to push through as well on Bandstand. It's so scrappy on this hill typically with the shotgun fights. Powerz will be taken down. And eUnited very quickly lose control of that hill, just as it seemed like they were getting some footing on this map.
Yeah, they were trying to fight back into this. It's going to be over a 100-point differential yet again. Identivez, he's going to get angled out by 3 different players. And eUnited again, they're going this. I hate this strategy. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it buys you some time to get back into the hill. But it was really just this is a trash hill. It's a dead hill, whatever you want to call it. And then you just set up and try to play defense over the next rotation. Crack is going to get called out here inside of the juice, bouncing around as best he can. He's going to get taken out. But now, as SuMuNs, Lancer in hand is going to get downed out here. Multiple players from Rebel fly up into the juice and get at least that first down onto Kenny. They're going to let him bleed out. Now they have to try to play defense with a 3v4 situation. Demise is almost down and out. Has to be able to hold on to his life. TJ's going to trade out here in the middle of the map. Who will get there first? I don't think anybody will get there first. Maybe Kenny gets there for a revive onto TJ, and he will get that revive. Now Kenny maybe goes for a flank here inside of the juice. SuMuNs is going to see both of those players. He's going to throw the smoke. He's going to pressure at one. TJ will go down. Kenny rolls up, gets him with a second shot on, keeps him from getting in. Now Kenny, beautiful stun fire. He's going to start getting that damage in the downs. Great job, though, by eUnited to continue to get some of these kills, but they've got to get not just kills, they've got to amass points here. Time and time again, that's the worrying factor for them. Rebel is so good at fighting over the objective from inside the hill out, rather than eUnited, who seems to keep having to fight from outside in.
Yeah, it's so true. So true right now. And look at this again, Rebel just finding those kills, keeping them staggered. Drop shot picked up for Identivez as well. But with 30 seconds left and a nice little, hello, Crack and Demon also picking up kills, so they will elect to try and go for the 20-second mark. Demon on his own will just fly through and shut down Demise as easy as that. And now again, Identivez forced into 1v drop shot in hand. It doesn't matter. He shuts down Powerz. The composure of this man when he enters this room and as the drop shot is back is absolutely pristine. And now Rebel are continuing to gather points. They're continuing to stagger eUnited. And they're 100 points in front with only 100 points to go from the hit 300, Colin.
They get the chunk out there. Identivez, though, I think he just has to use this. He's just going to go for this kill here. Oh, he gets a chance for a double, but the quick flank from Kenny. You heard Kenny say, target my mark. That Mira gets the shots onto Identivez, so that the drop shot is wasted. It's off the map, really, when he had a chance to kind of just pick up one kill. It interrupts the rotation. It interrupts the setup by eUnited. eUnited here, they hold on to all 50 of these. You're still looking at a 40 to 50 point differential. This is what happens when you give up so many hills early on in these maps. This is where you put yourself in a bad situation. Demise bouncing as much as he can. He wants one trade out of this situation. Now Identivez is going to be pushing up with Crack. They get that first down. They were going to try to stay at the top of that ledge at those stairs, but not going to be able to get anything. Kenny trying to go on a flank here, just trying to keep his life as best he can. Crack will get the down onto him. Once again, trades coming through. Now it looks like United's going to get flanked out. They are getting spawned on by both sides. They got Crack in front of them and 3 players from Rebel on the opposite side. This could still go in the favor of Rebel for about 20 more points, continuing to give them an advantage.
Yeah, still gathering points, still gathering kills. Powerz, Demise starting to come into their own, though. They do pick up those kills. SuMuNs will get that last kill as he exits the area now for the next hill. Bear in mind, 10 seconds on that drop shot in the center as well. And surely United now can start making plays for that. Rebel are already starting to try set up over the nades. There is Powerz right on that spawn. The Rebel are trying to Lancer out from the side. That is Demon actually in juice. Now, a moment, a pause for both teams. And eUnited really have to weigh up their options because they're running out of time.
Yeah, about 75 seconds to go or so. Demon's going to get rotated on. They're going to try to 3v2 these players in the juice area. Give them an opening from one side or the other. There's a flash that will stop them from getting that cleanup and give them the quick revive. TJ will have the drop, and I think that was what that entire play was about, was trying to find a way to get the drop into somebody's hands of eUnited. Drop in, it will get that kill clean up. They're also going to get the down onto SuMuNs. They're going to pull up into this hill. 56 seconds to go for Rebel to get this win, to take it to a 2-2 in a map number 5. Demise, he's going to play back into this corner. He's full red. One more shot over the top could get him down, but he's going to get into a position to save his life for a moment. Demons now is going to press up into this area. He's going to try his luck at this. First wrap shot gets a little bit of damage there, but not a lot, just a couple of pellets. Here comes TJ and Demise playing through the backside of the cinema. They're trying to see if they can catch somebody hopping over the top. They get one down. Here comes Demon. Demise still alive. Demise still alive. He gets 2. Cleans up the down. They get the kills. They cement the hill. They are still 60 points down, but they are not giving this one up. They are not going quietly into the night. The next hill, bottom right. It's the arcade. Rebel dominated this one last time. If they can do it again, they will possibly put themselves just a few moments away from a win.
Nice little drop. Oh, throw of the shock onto TJ, excuse me. Wow, almost finding him, but it will force him off at least, so Rebel can start gathering points. They can win off this hill in terms of points, but of course, eUnited can get straight back to blocking it with TJ sitting there. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, drop shot. When's it going to come up? 30 seconds now. Number 7 on the screen. Demise, of course, just waiting for that. Right in front of SuMuNs. So quiet until it bursts into aggression and noise on this side of the map. Rebel trying to push on through. TJ rolls back. The damage traded from either side. Crack will continue forcing his way through. The pinch isn't going to work. Or is it? Can Demise pull something out now of the bag? Oh, it's difficult. It's so difficult for Red. His teammate's going to get dropped in the process as well. Rebel gathering points. Rebel can win off this hill.
They did not want, at any point in that situation, did they get a chunk. They had so much damage. That flash was absolutely perfect, but Rebel does not die there. Rebel comes away with a bunch of those kills. Now Demon pushes in. He gets the shot punch. He gets that down. He's going to clean up that kill. They have enough time to win off of this hill if they can still stay on it. You can see multiple players trying to push in here. Down to just 6 seconds in this situation. Demon, one more shot gets that kill. They cannot win off of this hill, but it looks like it's going to be a mad dash toward the next hill. This is going to be frantic. Whoever can get here first and possibly set up, it's going to be SuMuNs. SuMuNs is going to have Demon to his right. TJ, he's going to get set up just outside. He's going to throw a flash into his lap. He's going to get chunked out. Ladies and gentlemen, Rebel answer back. They win both controls thus far in this matchup. It is all tied up 2-2. We will be going to our map 5 Clocktower execution to finish the night, finish day 1. It's eUnited, it's Rebel. Who's gonna take it home and who's gonna be crying at the end of a Friday night like they were stood up on a date? Find out after this. Welcome back to the final matchup of the Friday night here in our first major for this season for Gears Esports. It is Rebel versus eUnited, and it has not disappointed one bit. No way, no how. And Toby, I said it, baby. I said Rebels looking at maps 2 through 4 as Murderer's Row. They just got to survive one of them, and they give themselves a shot at winning this series. And here we go. We find ourselves map 5, Clocktower, execution, marbles in the middle of the map, baby.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've done the hard work, right? There's no doubt about it. If they can get this far against eUnited on this specific map pool, right, that we've seen, then they can go all the way, as far as I'm concerned. Their strongest mode is right in front of us. Execution, Clocktower, and it just plays into their playstyle as well. Honestly, it really, really does. They can just go in for that scrap up top, and they can play it as aggressive or passive as they want. But eUnited have to deal with them up top on that middle wall. They have to deal with them for that long shot as well. Of course, Powerz was playing very well in that area last time against FNI. Really disciplined, very composed in that situation and that position. But hey, if Rebel can keep up the composure and their performance with the Nasha as a team and as individuals, then they've really, really got a good chance of winning this.
Little does the chat know, you already know who wins this game, Toby. Over here on American Soul, it's only like 9 o'clock at the latest. You're in Saturday, brother. You already know who wins this. Why don't you spill the beans? What's going on here, man?
How do I explain this? It's tough. I mean, there's a way that I can somehow look into the future with my predictions, Colin, but I'm not sure if I can give away the that piece of information just yet. At least not in front of thousands. I can't do that. I mean, come on, it would spoil it, would it not?
I mean, haven't you ever seen like the Back to the Future where Biff goes back and makes a fortune off of sports betting? Like, why aren't you doing that, man? You're in Saturday.
I could right now be betting all my channel points in this Twitch chat.
Yo, I need somebody on that. Somebody on that. Get me whether or not Toby has put down like 50K on whoever, because then I'm going with them in map 5 because my man's living in Saturday, all right? He already knows. We don't know. He knows. He just not telling us. Stingy of you. That's like having the last biscuit, not even like offering to like cut it in half.
I can't spoil this, Colin. This last map's incredible, mate. I can't spoil this.
Oh, he already said it was incredible. Oh, damn. I can't wait. Look, I tell whoever's the party leader to launch it, man. Launch this thing up.
Hey, start the game, man.
Hey, yo, where's my start the game button? I wish I had one of those. Like, I don't know if y'all had them over there, but we have a store called like Staples, and they used to sell what they called the easy button. It was just a big red button that said easy on it. I wanted to get one of those, but instead of it have easy on it, have it say game, like start game or game start.
Begin. Yeah.
And then just bam,
tell the host to start.
Every time, just start slamming it. When they're like, casters, shut up. I'm like, I'm trying. They unhooked my button, baby.
Listen, chat, Colin wants to watch the game or whatever game is in front of him more than anybody else on this planet, as far as I'm concerned. And so, hey, don't blame him. Do not blame him ever in this situation.
Directly into my brainstem. Okay, I would enjoy that now. Let's see what we have here on round number 1. Full 4v4 up top. eUnited looks like they try to pressure toward the long shot. They get into the hands of Powerz. They're going to go for a secondary revive onto him. He's full red. He has to be careful here. Body shot misses there on the SuMuNs. He gets flashed out. Here comes the big flank onto the host spot. Kills starting to come through. Revive comes out for the side of Rebel as well. So not only do they get the first kill, they get the revive. Powerz has to go absolutely massive in this situation, but it's not going to be just yet. They need to get that revive, and they need to skedaddle on out of here. TJ and Powerz, they run to the bottom of the map, but Powerz said, don't you ever roll in my face again. I will make you pay. 1v1 TJ versus Identivez. Oh, boy. Howdy, this is going to be a good one.
Oh, Identivez sneaks the snipe pickup in the 1B. That's going to be of so much value potentially. And he can judge the distance the way he likes it. He can stay away and just force a situation where his snipe dominates. No Nasha battle can come on through. Looking for that body check, not going to connect. Trying to position for this next LTJ, still trying to close the gap. And one shot remaining.
Oh, he's going for the frags. He's going for the frags. Love this play. Love this play. Love this play. So smart. So big brained. Identivez in the 1v. So dangerous here. Tap dancing back and forth. Identivez is going to be able to use these frags to possibly bait him out of a position here. Pulls the Lancer back out. Gets the body shot. Now needs one little shot on to go. Gets the down, not the chunk. Got the down, not the chunk. Oh, God. What did I just witness? TJ tried to fly at him, and all he did was die at him as he got the down. But the frag grenade was too strong, baby. He hit him with strong hand.
Look at this. Insane. That damage was all that made the difference there for Identivez as he went wide of those nades. That damage at the start.
The way that round started versus how that round ended, I'm just shocked that it became a 1v1. I have no idea how it even became a 1v1. One frag has come out. Now a second goes out. Full red is Demon. He's going to get 2v1 to the bottom, it looks like, for a moment. They finally get the down on him, and Powerz has somehow gotten out with a long shot. They get the down there on Demon. They have one player, SuMuNs, waiting outside. Kenny's going to get angled out there, and he's going to get quickly cleaned up. Powerz is going to clean one player up, trying to bounce around onto him. It's a 3v1 up top with SuMuNs coming on the flank. SuMuNs in a big back A there. Gets the first body shot. Powerz is trying to wait for the up A out of crack. Not going to be able to get that first shot to go, but there's the down. SuMuNs turns, he burns. Now it's a 2v1. SuMuNs versus TJ and Powerz here in round number 2. TJ hoping Powerz can hit that shot. SuMuNs pulls the Lancer. He's going to try to rotate right into Powerz, but he's not going to be able to get that reaction shot. He goes down, all tied up 1-1.
Oh, it just seems too close to call every single round, Colin. As soon as a team gets an advantage, it just goes back the other way, and back and forth we go as both teams trade out the kills. Powerz leading the way right now, 4-1 in terms of the KD department. As we take a moment to see what the strat will be for either team. Something tells me, Colin, that's not the last 1v at the end of the round that we'll see in that first round.
I'm waiting to hear from Rebel, wherever Rebel's playing from. I'm waiting to hear being shouted out from their team camp, like, stop letting Powerz get the sniper. Like, I'm waiting to hear that from wherever they are to wherever I am. Because it seems like every time Powerz gets the sniper, it's bad news bears for them. This time they overload the long shot, and now they're trying to protect Identivez with all they have, but it's a 4v2 situation, excuse me. Full red onto Identivez. There's the up A, there's the second shot from Powerz, and then that's an ace! That's an ace, baby! Give him to him! That was foe! That was not 1, not 2, not 3. I refuse to plead the 5th. That was foe! My man went big time on him in that round.
Insane. Powerz was like, you know what, I've had enough. I'm going to run around and challenge every shotgun fight I can, and now he's 8-1. Just turns it around instantly in one round. Man is on fire. Man is on fire. They took his snipe, Colin, and they were like, nope. He was like, nope, I am not letting you get away with that.
Coming in around number 4, this is going to be a difficult situation because, again, you have to make sure you do not come away with a couple of kills, but Crack actually rolls up into 2 players. Powerz might go down here a second time, and he doesn't! He doesn't! 4v3 on the map now, and Toby! Rebel is not getting a good start on any of these rounds.
No, it's been up to them to really be reactionary and try and catch up afterwards. Powerz, what a great shot from him. 4v2, looking for the second. Can he find it? Tries to go for the blind fire, not happening. But does it really matter? Again, eUnited, they use that advantage they get at the start, whether that be a snipe or the response to losing it, and they take the round by storm. 3-1 now, potentially at the halfway mark of this map.
Hey, yo.
9-2.
Hey, yo.
9-2 is Powerz right now.
My man Powerz is going. My man's is going. He's going for it. He's trying to do it all by his damn self if he has to. Powerz first spawn out. He's going to get up to these stairs very quickly. It looks like he's got the flash out. He might be going for another quick pick on the long shot. He pulls the Lancer, now throws the flash. They get that mark. Powerz they're going to roll back. They tried to bait Powerz into a triple Lancer. Oh, God, they tried to bait him into 3 assault rifles, and it did not work one way or the other. He backed out of that. The long-range flash is going to come out to the backside of that pillar. It'll stun out Powerz. Kenny now has the frag grenades in his hand. Identivez will have the long shot. He's going to go into prison, now pull up to that secondary host spot area at that garden. He's trying to use that tree as a little bit of coverage, a little bit of leeway. They need to try to find a way to rotate Kenny up toward the top side of the map with those frag grenades, but I don't believe they have enough utility to really use to stop Identivez from getting a couple of shots on right here. Identivez will be locked and loaded. 8 rounds with a long shot, and this thing is going to settle in very carefully. Demise, a little misroll right there. Could have gotten his head popped. He's going to try to come up into this stairwell. He's going to roll back. 1 frag comes out. Doesn't hit anybody. Gets some damage there. Second frag has not come out just yet. 3 players on these stairs. A lot of Lancer damage is out, but nobody's going to go down. It looks like they rotated Kenny back down to the angle. Demon has the torque bow. They have both power weapons, but they can't find a kill just yet.
Yeah, and the frag grenades being used up as well. It's really looking good for Rebel. Right-hand side to take back map control. It's really set up for them now to take back this round and take control completely and find the win. Let's see if they can do it. Powerz trying to hold the right hand. Kenny will get taken down by Demon, and overtime in 20 seconds, Rebel can take their time.
Yeah, they can wait. They can try to take a 4v3 as best as they can. You can see United trying to play defense here as best they can as well, trying to keep damage going. Powerz down in a 1v4. We've seen him get one team ace, but he can't even start that one. He doesn't get his feet under him. That's a good answer by Rebel to shut down the offensive prowess of eUnited. They will now have it 3-2. Second round on the board for Rebel and the boys. Can they continue to fight back into this one, even tie it up here going in around at number 6? Powerz last time was able to rotate back and not get triple answered. That was a big factor for eUnited to even survive as long as they did in that round. Let's see what happens here.
And Rebel did a great job there of getting the snipe as soon as Kenny rotated out. This time Powerz is going to go straight forward again. Rebel, no answer. They can barely, no, they can't even get it down in the process. Meanwhile, Demon went for the nade straight off the rip. Is that going to be something they regret now with how well Powerz has been playing? Kenny, meanwhile, trying to challenge for that 1v down bottom, getting angled up on the top, but Demise comes out of nowhere. He's going to get taken out as well in the process. Powerz there to try and save the day.
He just hit him with a
3v2.
It was a back A. Okay.
There was a back A.
I'm not going to lie to you.
A.
I was looking at how many shots he had in the long shot. I said, did he just back A the long shot for a headshot? I was so worried. I was so worried for my own mental state of mind.
3v2 now, and the rotation down bottom for TJ towards that top, but has to be careful, mind you, that Powerz doesn't get singled out. Rebel are looking to traverse up top to look for exactly that. They're going to try it. Powerz is forced all the way back to the back of Voltok. Powerz gets a headshot with a sniper off screen, I believe, to make sure that doesn't come on through. And now 2v2. Powerz bouncing for the round, gets the one down, and now 1v1 right in front of him. 4 shots! Oh my goodness me! What have I just seen? Unbelievable, Colin. And I hope you have not just had a heart attack, because my goodness me, I think I just did. What is that? What is that play? Check this one out, Colin. Oh my goodness me. Just whips out the snipe like it's a montage in ranked.
How am I supposed to act when they gonna be doing stuff like that, man? How am I supposed to act? Big damaging shots come out. They rotate the sniper into the hands of Powerz, and another headshot. Powerz gets another one. It's 4v3. eUnited looks to go 5-2 here in map 5. Demise gets it down on Demon at the bottom side of the map. It's 4 versus 2. Headshot from Powerz. I swear to God, if the camera ever comes off of him the rest of this game, I don't know who you are or what you're doing. I don't care what set you rep. Powerz is the only man to watch. My God, he's bigger than the rest of us. He's better than the rest of us. He's got hands like a god. He's built like an Adonis. Put a bronze statue of him outside of the coalition because the man might as well be worshipped by everybody that plays the game, because ain't nobody better than that man on the planet right now.
This is one of the best execution maps I've ever seen for an individual in the history of Gears Esports. It is absolutely sublime. Demise will work with TJ to find one round away from ending this right now. Powerz going off with a double in the end, make it a triple. Powerz, you absolute star. 6-2 the final score for eUnited to come away with a victory against Rebel. What an absolute pleasure that game was.
My man even hitting him with the peace sign, man. He said, get on out of here. Get on out of here. Deuces, baby. It's all love, but deuces. 19-3.
19-3.
19-3-1. This man Powerz is different. He's unbelievable. He is, I can't even imagine what it's like to be a millionth as good as he is at this video game. That is nuts what he was able to do. I can't believe it. I don't even dream of myself being that good. I don't even know how he does half the stuff he does.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless. I'm not sure if it's the cap. I'm not sure if it's Powerz with an incredible KD and performance. I'm lost. I don't know what to say. This is what the final match for the day.
Look,
My
if you
goodness
don't know
me.
what to say, and I don't know what to say, I know who to say, what to say. It's gonna be our analyst desk. They're gonna get ready to break this thing down like a shotgun.
Bruh.
What?
19 kills? Like, yo! I about knocked over my green screen, bro. That last shot,
hold on.
I got
Taylor, this is for
headshotted,
you.
bro. When
This
he
is
was
for you,
hitting some of
Taylor.
those snipes. Is a laptop? Don't break the window this time, though. Even his camera broke.
Stop
Even
throwing
his
stuff,
camera
Kyle. You broke your setup, brother. Come on.
He broke the window too.
No.
Man, Colin, you're off
No.
the pack. Toby, I don't know how you did it. Hey, kudos to you, Toby, for putting up with it for as long as you did, man. Because that was 5. I can't. Like, I first of all, Ryan, you got something to say, all right? So, somebody's built for events. Who is it? All right. I guess it's just me. Look, hey, check it out. Powerz got the headshot on him too. Look, that is I'm genuinely blown away, guys. I even lost a hoodie that I was wearing. At the end of the day, like, Powerz put his foot down and said, I'm not losing this. 19 eliminations is just genuinely nasty. So, Ryan, I go back to you for the original point, brother. We said built for events. Powerz, he's clearly built for it.
That was so insane. It like broke my setup. Like I disappeared off the map. I was already
Either that or
speechless.
Colin's laptop was a good throw and ended up hitting the computer.
I can't even. I try not to like swear right now. Like, what the hell did we just see? Like, we talk about like, you know, the slaying power of some of these teams. We talk about how these guys are playmakers, how they're difference makers. That is one of the most like one-to-one definitions of a takeover that we've probably ever seen in Gears Esports. I'm talking.
It's just nasty.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That was the definition of a takeover. That was unbelievable. Powerz is not human. If there's any doubt still about the mechanical skill, or if people think that, you know, Powerz can still do it like the rest, there's your answer right there. That was, I swear, that was insane.
Yeah, no, dude, it's just, it blazes here. We already know. All right, cat be out of bag on that one, Ryan. So it's good that you're holding back. But, hey, Ribs, like what? I mean, you say you're one of the best players out there. You're saying, hey, the competition better be happy you didn't play in Gears 5. But Ribs, I don't know, man. Powerz right there, he probably would have taken you down.
Oh, easily. No, yeah.
Like, it's just, when you look at plays like that and you look at moments like that, and then you question whether or not eUnited can make it to grand finals, or eUnited, I didn't doubt them in this series. Now, I went with Rebel without question, but at the end of the day, but Ribs, who cares what you have to say at this point? Look, check this out. All I'm saying, man, look, how about Ribs?
They won 3 map 5s today. Look at their round count.
I don't
for
point
the
out your mistakes or your flaws.
Fives. Look,
all right.
what is that? 17-4 in the round-based game. They've won 3 map 5s today.
You know,
now, listen, this is coming from someone who used to always predict against eUnited. Nothing against Explosive, those old rosters.
This is coming from somebody who went with eUnited.
Match. Listen, this was a hard match to call. It came down to map 5.
Was.
And I'm glad that we got to see what we just witnessed. That was, like Toby said, one of the most dominant, probably the most dominant single performances in a single map that we've ever seen. It's in a major. It's on a map 5. It's against one of their biggest rivals in this season. Just kudos to Powerz. I wish we could just bring him onto the desk right now. I wish we could just give him a high five, buy him dinner, anything we could do, because he just put on an absolute show for all of us. The only people that weren't happy about watching that were honestly Rebel. Because they got a front row seat, and now the one round he doesn't get sniped, he gets a 4-piece with the shotgun. Like, come on! Like,
and when you think about it too, like keep in mind the round that Rebel did win too. Identivez had to be the one to make like a 2v1 clutch as well.
Sure.
So, I mean, start to finish, I still just I don't even know what to say right now. That was just out of control. Just one of the craziest displays of individual skill, and just holy shit, man, that was something else.
Right, you were trying not to, man. It had to come out, Ryan. Look,
mid-tier
just this is the thing, man. Like, Powerz is a champ for a reason. He's on the best team for a reason. He competed with the Dynasty for a reason, and it's because he is the best. And that right there proved why he still competes and why he can still be a champion. And make no mistake about it, that just lit a fire underneath eUnited without question. You know, we talked about the run coming into it, right? They had some tough series. They went to Game 5 in every single series that they had, and against teams that we consider to be lesser. They ended up going to a Game 5 against Rebel, but it just comes to show you, like, on paper, it looks like, wow, eUnited, they're struggling today. That's what I thought, at least coming into the series. Rebel looked like they were cruising through. They hadn't lost a single map, Ribs. But it just comes to show you that just because they're playing the long game, they're going to map 5s against, you know, every team they play against, it doesn't mean they're weak by any means, right? It still means that they're one of the strongest teams out there. And I think that's solidified now. And that really answers my question. Is eUnited ready for the major? 100%. That performance from Powerz single-handedly proved to me that eUnited is always a threat, no matter how bad you think they're looking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always going to look at the positives. This time around, though, if you're United, you can't go to map 5 with every team you go against. You're not going to get away with beating, you know, Noble and KCP by only winning executions and maybe Escalation. So there is still some things that United need to lock up on. On the flip side of that, of course, they're going into tomorrow with a bye. They're going into tomorrow with the top seed coming out of Pool D. They did everything they had to do. It wasn't pretty, but a W is a W. And I mean, parts of that was pretty. And when I'm talking about when the screen was on Powerz, that was pretty.
Yeah, it definitely was, man. Most dominant performance I've ever seen. But we've been talking and hyping up eUnited, and rightly so, because Powerz just really kind of broke everybody, even the setups. But Ryan, seriously, a key takeaway from Rebel, I think, was a great series from them regardless, even after that map number 5. Rebel still looking stronger than ever.
Yeah, they're still going to be a strong team. I mean, that was a great series. There was a reason we kind of circled that one the second we started the show, is like, this is going to be the match to watch. It's because of a performance like that from both teams. That did go all the way down to the wire. That did go to a Game 5. Still plenty of takeaways for Rebel. At the end of the day, they really got effectively beat by one guy, right? Like, who knows how that map goes?
19 kills?
Don't let the guy grab the weapon every round, right? Like, who knows how that map changes, right? Because
But rewind to Escalation, though, and think about how Kenny was the only person with 20,000 plus points. Everyone was floating around 10 or 11.
On Escalation, Kenny had 6,000 more damage than the next highest person in line.
Yeah, he had 21,000.
He was, and that's what he does best, right? He literally put his team in a position to win, no matter what the circumstances are. He always plays the best in the biggest moments. That's why we made a whole freaking graphic about those two guys playing well at events, right? Kenny and Powerz, right? Big brain shit, right? Like, here they are, just going monstrous at Escalation, and then having the takeover game on game number 5. So incredible performance by both teams. That was one hell of a series, and Jesus, man, I can't think of a better way to end the night.
Oh, it was a fantastic way to end the night. Again, just one final point before we go into our recap and post show. You know, Kenny and Powerz, I think it was beautifully put whenever you guys made that archetype, you know, or I can't pronounce the word, but it is what it is. Look, whenever you made that graphic to kind of prove how good they are, built for majors. And I think right now built to prove something to everybody, because, you know, for eUnited, there's kind of that cloud that hangs over. Will eUnited ever be as good as they were with Explosive and Praise? Will they ever be as dominant as they once were? And Kenny and Powerz want to prove absolutely. You know, we still are the heart of eUnited, and even though we did lose Explosive and Praise, like with TJ and Demise, we're going to prove to you that we could be champions. So I love that, and I love the fact that Kenny had his spotlight on Escalation with 21,000 damage, and of course Powerz had his spotlight with 19 total kills on Clocktower to wrap up the series in map number 5. Incredible job all around from eUnited. Excited to watch Champ Bracket tomorrow, but let's get into the recap, guys. Let's at least break down Pool B standings. We had a chance to look at A and C earlier, and now it's time to talk about the other pools that have in fact wrapped up. We had a lot of great competition throughout the day, and Pool B was an interesting one because I kind of had a time, since I was hosting, I had a chance to kind of peek in on Bravo Station, right, on UMG Gaming, and Noble had a heck of a time against Fury 1 Ribs. I know you were observing that eUnited Rebel matchup, but that went to a Game 5, which was super surprising to me.
Yeah, it's gonna actually go down as like the biggest like unsung story of this event that we're not gonna talk about. And kudos to the guys over at Fury 1. I hope they're not holding their head down too much. They lost 2 map 5s today. They're gonna go 0-3. Yeah. They're not even gonna make it into tomorrow. Their map win percentage was 40%. That's better than the team that is going to qualify certified tomorrow and play tomorrow in our bracket. So if I'm Fury 1, if you guys are listening, you guys put on a hell of a show. Hopefully many of the much of those matches were on Bravo, but the bottom line is they won't make it to tomorrow. They won maps against some of our best teams, being Elevate and Noble, but this is just how the cookie crumbles, Ryan. You could win maps 1 and 2, but if you don't win 3, 4, and 5, if you could get to map 5, but if you don't win map 5, it doesn't matter. That's a 0-3 with a 40% map percentage. I don't think that's ever happened.
Yeah, at the end of the day, man, the most important part of pool play is winning series, right? You can win plenty of maps, but if you don't win the series, I mean, obviously there's the tiebreaker metrics and all that, but you don't even get to the tiebreaker if you don't win a series. And so definitely a great performance by Fury 1, though. Again, a lot to look, just a lot of positives to take out of that. You took a lot of teams very, very deep. Unfortunately, just didn't quite work out. But can you imagine, man, if they would have beat Noble, like just the story there?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it would have been incredible. And I was thinking it could become a reality. Like the fact that Noble was at one point down 2-1, mind you. It was Noble who was down. It wasn't like Fury 1 was coming back in that series. No, Noble had to come back in that series. But once it reached map 5, that was a wrap. Noble was feeling confident than ever. But yeah, Fury 1, that map percentage is truly impressive.
Like look at the percents there, Taylor, of all the other 4th seeded teams. Their map percentages. Like
low, yeah. 0%
Gaming didn't win a map.
Not a single one.
Costa de Papel, 10%, 18%. And then here's Fury 1, who have better percents than 2 of the other teams that qualify. So it's unfortunate. But like Ryan said, pool play, you got to win that map 5 if you get there, at least in one of those 2 matchups.
Well, let's look at Pool D real quick. Obviously, we just witnessed a United Rebel fantastic series all around. eUnited finishing in first place. That nets them the bye for tomorrow. Rebel in second. Fire and Ice does skate through. It's going to be pretty incredible to watch them play tomorrow, and even more impressive given the fact that they did, in fact, have that close series against eUnited. So, hey, that to me makes them look even stronger. Zero tolerance, obviously being eliminated. 0-3, 18% map win percentage. Still fun to kind of peek in and out though and see what they were all about. I think as a whole, pool play was really exciting. You know, we had a lot of one-sided series. I think that's to be expected, Ryan, but for the most part, it was pretty nice to see how everybody was performing, and having that 4th team be eliminated, or at least at risk of being eliminated. I think that lit a fire under the majority of the teams tonight, and that's why we saw some series go down to the wire and a lot of them go to map 5.
Yeah, definitely makes the stakes very, very high. Your back is pretty much against the wall starting on day number 1. So definitely pretty fun to watch. Like I said, this is the first time we've had pool play in a very, very long time. So definitely fun to bring back. Definitely cool to kind of just have different things to look out for versus some of the old formats. So I had a good time. A lot of the pools, for the most part, I think shaped up similar to how you'd expected. The top, the top 4 teams pretty much came through and were your top 4 seeds. So that was fun, man. I'm still just blown away by that last match. That to me, I mean, all of pool play aside, man, like that, what we got to end on just made the day for me.
Incredible. Really, one of the best performances I have seen probably in my entirety of watching Gears. Fantastic job from Powerz again. And hey, let's take a look at our bracket for tomorrow and, as well as Sunday, right? This is going to be awesome, and I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. Obviously, winners round 1. Oxygen, Fire and Ice will face off against each other. It's going to be very, very tough for FNI. Oxygen has been playing very well, but I think that's a lot more even than maybe you might be thinking. We go down the list, Ribs. I'll give you your chance to maybe talk about some matchups you would like to see.
Yeah, I'll take, I mean, honestly, I love this whole bracket. These are all of our best teams, most of our Pro League teams, but I'll just take the top side of the bracket. I'm looking at Oxygen Rise as a potential round 2. That'll be a high-flying matchup. Oxygen finished really strong today. I believe they 3-0'd Hive. They should be confident in that first matchup. And then, of course, Elevate Knights could go either way. We know Knights struggled a little bit today, but I am expecting an eUnited Pittsburgh Knights winners round 2. Those are hell of a quarterfinals matchups. And then, of course, I'm hoping for maybe a Rise United winners finals, but any of those winner finals are going to be exciting. And then, Ryan, you go ahead and talk about the bottom. I know you're excited for a lot of those matchups as well.
Yeah, the bottom side of the bracket's definitely shaping up to have something pretty incredible down in the winter semis. You do see Noble and Pioneers shaping up to potentially play each other. It's assuming they both obviously get there, right? Noble's going to have to potentially play a team like Rebel. That's going to be a pretty crazy match, one that might, could even be a grand finals matchup for all we know in the winter semis. But this whole bracket, like you said, Jordan, is just awesome. You see some just incredible matchups. We get the opportunity for a potential Rise versus eUnited matchup. That's been a storied matchup for years now. So this whole bracket just gets me excited, man.
It gets me excited as well, even for winners round 2. I know you guys just briefly mentioned, Noble, Rebel, like that's going to be electrifying. You got Rebel, who's been performing incredibly well. Obviously, just a narrow loss to that of Powerz, not even a United at this point, but just simply Powerz. Noble, they're gonna want, and they're chomping at the bit, I'm sure, to beat them. Winners round 2 is going to be exciting, I think, for a lot of different ways and a lot of different matches. But hey, I'm curious, what do you guys think out there, and what is your favorite matchup as a whole? Make sure to follow Gears Esports. I'm sure it's going to be tweeted out. Maybe you can continue your discussion there and get everybody involved. But I think as a whole, guys, today was incredible, and I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow to see how it's going to end up flowing. Speaking of which, let's take a look at our schedule for tomorrow to see what matches we might be looking at, or at least the breakdown. We got winners round 1, obviously, starting off the winners round 2. You guys can kind of follow along with how that's going to be. It's going to be interesting getting down to the final time slot, loser round 3. And why do I say that? Well, because it's losers. So, you know, one team goes home, one team moves forward, and that's where we really get to see what the teams are made of, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely, man. This is going to be a fun day, right? Obviously, we're going to end with some losers bracket action, but we're going to get both of those winners semis we were looking out for. Obviously, get to see a whole lot of winners tomorrow. And then, like a lot of teams always say, man, tomorrow is when the real tournament starts, right? Whether it's pool play, whether it's Swiss play, whether it's whatever kind of first stage you want to throw at it, the real tournament starts tomorrow, right? The championship bracket is where that money is won. Just excited to see how the action unfolds. I think we're ending tonight on a very, very high note. Can't wait to see what we have in store for tomorrow.
And it's going to be a great day. It really is. And today was exciting. I loved being on the analyst desk with you boys. I know Fallout's going to be taking my spot tomorrow. I'm going to be hopping back over with Blaze to cast not only Saturday, but also Sunday. But hey, it was always a great time. I love chopping it up with you guys and getting a little bit more insight with what you guys have to say about not only the teams, the players, the history, but also the matches. So let's go ahead and close it out with the final thoughts and final words. Ribs, let's start with you, brother. Well, how did you think today ended up unfolding?
Oh, I think it worked out perfectly. I mean, Swiss pool play was a lot of fun in the past, but this worked out in the sense that all the top 4 seeds are there. They have a bye. Everybody proved themselves. I mean, going into tomorrow, 12 teams left. 10 of those teams are Pro League teams. You add in Team Queso, who had a great showing today, and of course, Certified, team I'm hoping to look out for tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, there's literally only 12 teams left. That's not that many. It's a double elimination bracket, $150,000 on the line. Smooth show. Of course, shout out to production, all the players. I mean, coaches, everyone that's the referees, everybody that's on board with this show. And that's only day 1. I'm sure day 2 and 3 will not disappoint after today.
And Ryan, obviously, not only on the analyst desk, but also behind the scenes, lifting those heavy weights, brother, putting in the work to make sure everything runs smoothly. You've been doing an incredible job. What do you got to say about today?
Today was fun, man. It felt good to kind of get back in the saddle with you guys. It's been a long time, so it felt good to get back on the mic, hop in the major, and just get to see some incredible action, man. Today's been very fun. Like I said, we ended on a very, very high note. I hope you guys at home really enjoyed that show that was put on by one of the best players we've ever seen in this game. So that was definitely a treat for us. That only tells me the next couple days are going to be that much better. That bracket's going to get insane. We have some potential matchups that I know you're all waiting to see. There's a lot of money in the line as well. So as always, man, I'm just happy to be here, and these are fun.
I'm happy to be here as well. And for you guys in chat, thank you so much for being here, whether you're watching on the Xbox channel or UMG Gaming. We appreciate it having you guys regardless. Make sure you follow both because we're going to keep the Gears action going. Today was only day 1. We still have 2 more days to go, and Champ Bracket will be starting tomorrow, and we would love to have you back. It's going to be at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's when we're going to be getting started, so please be here and earn your watch and win rewards, guys, as well as the prizes that we're giving away. There's a plethora of them, and you don't want to miss out. Hey, but all good things must come to an end, but they'll be starting again tomorrow. Don't you worry. For myself, Taylor, Reflections Noble, Ribs, Ryan, and our production team, we loved having you. We'd love to see you back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Day number 2. It's going to be just as good as day 1. We'll see you then.